And we are live.
Hello. Not today. I'm not feeling it today, folks. Sorry.
You're not feeling it
Finally.
No, I do it. I swear.
We're gonna have a laid back summertime episode.
Is that the
what's
plan?
inside the vault?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're just gonna relax. Lena's gonna open the vault. Inside will be a beautiful pasture. Everything will be
episode.
Smiles.
Oh.
It's a inside is the beach episode. Inside the vault is your beach episode.
Inside.
But no, this is Quest the Soaring City Season 3, Episode 6, Lightning in a Bottle. We are gonna have a wonderful time. Why don't we quickly remind our wonderful viewers who we are. I'm Nat. I'm the guide. I use they and he pronouns. I'm gonna have a good time playing all the characters that these lovely humans aren't today. Go, Sam.
Hey everyone, I am Sam. I go by they, them pronouns, and I will be playing Rose Starfall the Naturalist, who goes by they or any pronouns, and I'll drop it down to Nunu.
Hello. It's me, Nunu. He, him pronouns. I'll be playing Zake, the Charmblade. He, they pronouns. And yeah, that's it. Who's next? Is it Izza? Probably
It's
Izza.
me. Hey, I'm Izza, or Evil Clever Dog, and my pronouns are she, her, and I'll be playing Faris, the Invoker, whose pronouns are also she, her. Go, Megan.
Hello, I'm Megan, and my pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing Lena, the spy, whose pronouns are also she, her. And I'm gonna toss it up to Robert.
Hi, I'm Robert. I am playing Following Denor. My personal pronoun. The doctor's pronouns and Following pronoun are he, they, them.
Welcome on this lovely Tuesday. We're gonna have a good time. So, what happened last Tuesday?
So much.
A diplomatic mission.
Everything's fine.
Was it though? I would really like you to tell me when we've ever had a diplomatic mission in this campaign.
I feel like it was a very Drexmatic episode.
It was a very Drexmatic. Yeah.
Stop making up words.
That doesn't exist.
It's never been not a word.
I've never been not a word.
But no, we had a guest, Drac. He played Ifdran. We had a good time romping around in Nirgath, where the party assisted Ifdran and some other characters in getting close to the Regent Athrux, who died.
I mean, that's really underselling what actually happened.
Yeah.
He didn't just die. He got punched to death by Ifdran, the man who was too angry to die.
Drac had to roll a 9 or better like 10 times on a d20 and just was too angry to die.
I feel like that's the name of like an old like spaghetti western. It's like the man who was too angry to die.
And there was also like this fun redirecting of lightning bolts with the punches and stuff. And in that, Lena had slipped away down into the bowels of the palace and found a vault, trying to find this control gem that would help change how the factories operate to be able to help the city-state. But along the way, Lena found something else, a storage room with lots of these automatons, these magical automatons that the Regent uses for personal use. Little army of mindless murder bots never made anyone drunk with power, ever, in their entire life. And Lena, at the vault, was able to observe that when Athrux died, all the robots, all the automatons activated and began deploying some planned response. And that's where we left off. You were in the orrery, which is still mechanically whirring above, sparking with electricity. Athrux is dead on the ground. Ifdran in that post-anime fight, heaving breath, And he just collapses. Unconscious, not dead, just very, very tired boy.
While all of this is happening, Zake is definitely trying to unlock that door.
Yeah, so as you're going, you get the door unlocked, and even before you're able to pull the door open, it opens from the outside as you see Mordecai, face white as a bone, looking in like, what exactly has happened? Zake, he tries to like crane around Zake, but I'm sure Zake immediately just like,
Yes, no, nothing? Were you supposed to be in here? I don't think so. The Regent told you to wait outside, right?
The automatons have mobilized. I'm just trying to gather as to why. At this point, there's a slightly wet noise from behind you as Celia decapitates the dead body of the Regent with her axe.
Celia, not now.
Mordecai can't see it, Zake's point, but he goes, what was that noise? Somebody squish a fruit.
Yeah. Oranges. I don't know. Hungry, I guess. Come outside. And kind of
Oranges are way too wet.
Zake steps outside and slowly puts the door ajar behind.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, are you quite certain you don't know anything about what's happening?
I have a semblance of an idea, Mordecai, and I think you might like it if you're a smart man. So hear me out. Is there anyone else that perhaps if something ill befell the Regent would benefit from it? Someone perhaps beneath them? That answered directly to them?
Athrex was flush with enemies, you might say. A couple weeks back, someone tries to poison him and we couldn't ascertain who from because it was just too generic of a threat.
That makes sense. A powerful man like Athrex would have harnessed a lot of enemies in the past.
Do you have a more specific idea?
Maybe. I'm just wondering if that's the kind of limelight that you'd be seeking?
Are you accusing me of something?
No, I am asking if you'd like to work with us on a close contact basis. Because you might have become a more powerful man now, if you want to. Is that something you want to do?
Something happened to the Regent, and he starts to push past Zake to, gently.
Wait. You yourself said that you didn't want anything to do with me because of my epithet, my title, what people call me.
Exactly changed my mind.
No. And what I'm saying is if you don't calm down now, perhaps you get to see that side of me. I'm being pleasant. I am trying to say that perhaps if something befell the Regent, we could strike a deal here. I'm sure you're a man that seeks power, perhaps the power that the Regent held.
You have presented a crossroads before Mordecai, and I think to adjudicate the results, I'd like you to roll the die.
Okay, let's go. 18. That's very good.
He's giving Zake this defiant look. And then something inside him, like a pane of glass, you can see it break through his eyes. Takes just an imperceptible motion backwards, slightly farther away from Zake, the butcher. Yes. And what kind of deal would we be offering here? And as that's happening, we're gonna zip down to check on Lena.
Lena, everything's fine.
Two floors down in the subterranean dungeon basement, on top of a giant metal cube vault that is too thick to shadow cutter through. All the robot guards, there are like 13 of them, just left. What do you do?
Normal stuff. This is normal stuff. Okay. So all of the robots have left the area, yes? You have said they
Hear them
all...
clanking and echoing into the distance.
Love it. Love that journey for me. I'm gonna hop down off of the giant cube. And you said, if I'm recalling correctly, there's like a clear, or not clear, but like I can see like where the entrance to inside of the cube exists.
Does Megan recall the pyramid underneath the mushroom?
Yes.
Yeah. There was a pyramid triangle shape under the mushroom, and that one you opened with a string of words which were given to you, and then it kind of slid open, and inside was an interdimensional space.
Yep.
This, based on the carvings and the structure, it's a giant cube instead, but seems to be of a similar construction.
Okay. Cool. Yep. So. Yep. Awesome. Love it. Perfect. Now none of my things will work because I need the password. And I don't know how to get to an upwardly direction because I came through the floor.
I like to imagine Lena's thinking this out loud, like the gist of these ideas.
Yes, Lena 100% just like talks things out to herself. It's fine. Because I was really hoping that there would just be like a lock on the door because I've got a skeleton key and that's fine. I mean, like, how smart did the Regent seem? Is this like a video game thing where like if I look around there's going to be a clipboard on a desk somewhere that has the password written on it?
You could try. You could look around.
I'm just gonna take a look around now that the robots are not in the area and it feels a little safer to just kind of poke around.
Okay. You don't get too far into looking around, and this initial room is pretty austere, all things considered. But then you notice something odd happening. An emanation of an effect from above the vault. It's just in a circle, and it's just stretching outwards. And it's just this sapping of color, a devoid space where all color is rendered moot. And it's growing.
Like, it's above the vault?
Yeah, and it seems kind of like it's moving and touches the vault pretty soon, and it's a somewhat spatial, somewhat perceptual effect where you can like see it no matter what the angle, but you also can tell the space it occupies. Does that make any sense? Did that make any sense?
Can I touch it?
Do you want to touch it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of climb like on top of the vault and
like I don't want to like climb. Yeah, I'm gonna like use my mechanical hand just in case, and I just kind of want to give her a poke.
As your finger passes into this space devoid of color, it changes to black and light in appearance.
Can I pull it out?
And it goes back to normal.
I'm gonna do that a couple times. Just
and it is slightly growing, so like unless you want it to start touching, Lena's body proper, you have to back up slightly as time goes on.
All right, I'm gonna try to touch it with my normal hand.
As your normal hand approaches it, you tremble slightly as anticipation, and then nothing happens as it just changes color.
What the fuck is this place? Fucking magic bullshit. I'm gonna hop off the vault. Is there a door to this room? Like, where'd the robots go?
So the four corners of the room have staircases that lead upwards.
Did the robots go up all of them?
Yes. You can no longer hear their clanky feet echoing in the distance, though.
Okay.
At this point, you're sitting on like the corner of the vault, and at this point, it's either get off the vault or let the thing touch your back.
It's like, do do you mind? I'm trying to think this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll hop off and just I don't want to just walk away because this is really weird, but also I can't do anything in this space except see what I look like in black and white. Like, this is now an episode of WandaVision, which is fine, but yeah, I guess I'm gonna try. Ooh, actually, can I take my blueprint out again and go put it on the wall to get like a layout of this sub level of the palace and see if there's anything other than like this room that I'm in?
Cool. You get the layout of this room and 2 elevator shafts and 2 staircases that both lead up. In there, yeah, that's it. It's just this is like the lowest point.
Okay. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna try. Ooh, elevators. You can bypass floors in elevators. All right, we're gonna get on an elevator.
All right, so as you're going out, just like 2 of the corners of elevators, 2 of them are stairs.
Yeah.
As you're heading out, the space, the sphere, extends and is entirely encompassed the vault. At that point, you hear the settling of metal from inside.
Did it stop growing when it encompassed the vault, or is it still growing?
No, and it's offset from the vault upwards, so also it is extended through the ceiling somewhat.
All right, I'm gonna go look at the vault again. Just this is
right.
Magic.
As Lena fully enters as Lena fully enters this devoid space, she looks pretty good in black and white.
She does. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. That's very important to me. It's a good look. Is there any noticeable change to like the outside? Like if I go to where it appears that it would like mainly open from, like, is there any change whatsoever?
There's one really significant change, and that is that it is now in grayscale.
I mean, other
Sorry,
than
I'm just being
that,
a little shit about this. Yeah, there's a minor thing that Lena might notice. So there's like these seams that run through the pattern, presumably where it would separate. And before you could see just like the ever so slight emanation of light from inside there, and now you can't.
Like the seams are less visible, or there's just not a light coming out anymore.
Whatever was emanating out from inside has stopped.
Oh, we don't like that.
Eaten by the devoid.
Yeah. Oh, is that just the name of somebody from Neargoth? Somebody devoid?
Thank you. So while Lena thinks about that, we're going to pop up to inside the orrery chamber while Zake was doing the blocking for time bit. I'm just going to start on that kind of wet noise as Celia decapitates Athrox.
If Ro will let her, I think Faris has immediately tried to like pull Ro away and stop them from looking at it.
I think Ro would have definitely at least seen it happen before Faris was even able to like do that, because I sort of get the sense we all kind of thought things were like done for the time being, so but for once actually they won't keep trying to peek afterwards. They'll just sort of like let Faris do that.
Okay.
Gonna
Viscera drips from the bottom of the head as she lifts up by its hair.
Faris just holding Ro towards her, kind of shakes her head, and takes them further away.
look at her. What the hell are you doing? Already dead. No reason for that.
I had lots of reason for that. Want to get out of here?
I'm gonna make sure Ifdran knows that you cut off a head in front of a child.
Aren't they supposed to be some sort of like cosmic badass or something?
You're still a child.
Ugh.
Kind of
Look.
pick up Ifdran. Been working out, don't worry, I've got this.
He's gonna be okay, right, Doc? Talking about Ifdran.
He's just unconscious, but I think it might be better to get him out of here. Unconscious.
At this point, you hear mechanical footsteps approaching from the two side doors. Not a ton of them, just a few.
Don't like that.
Lena didn't get metal feet installed recently, did she?
No, I'm.
Right,
Did
so
we
that
hear? Did
sounds
we
bad.
hear Mordecai saying that the robots were coming when Zake was talking to him at the door, or could we not hear that?
Probably.
Okay. Did you say that the orrery is still doing magical whirring stuff?
Yeah, it's still moving, and you see a little electric discharges every so often. It's probably as a, cooling down from the previous events of shooting like 16 lightning bolts.
Okay. Just want to real quick cast Sense Magic on the orrery and expend 2 AP so that I can see, study the precise nature of nearby magic, learning its specific effects. If you use this ability to study a mysterious magic item, its name and effects are revealed. And she's specifically trying to figure out if the orrery has anything to do with powering the robots or can do anything to stop them.
Okay. So the orrery is designed magically to look pretty and detect certain actions from Athrex specifically and react in turn. For instance, when he snaps his fingers, it tries to murder whoever he's looking at.
Okay.
You detect a couple other things, because thank you. So the one that is strong and repeating is some sort of pulsing signal from inside Athrex's coat.
Oh.
The second one is there's this. I mean, it's a little. You've felt the auras of the other members of the party before, but using this heightened version of sense magic, you can detect something that like magic has every piece of magic has a unique existence, a unique form, a smell, a taste, maybe even visual memories attached. And this piece coming off of Rose's foot is like decay.
Excuse?
Yeah.
Excuse?
Faris kind
It's
of
like decay. It's the idea. It's like has the idea of spirits of the departed. It's not a. You see why you would notice this.
Yeah. Faris kind of, she's looking at the orrery and then to, I keep forgetting what his actual name is. Athrax, I don't know. Arsenic. Athrax, thank you.
Arsenic,
she's looking
anthrax.
at Anthrax. She looks at the orrery and then at him, and is about to go for whatever it is that's pulsing on his body, and then looks down at Ro, kind of confused, and shakes her head and just goes like, "Hey, stay over here, okay? I'm gonna just check something." And she'll go over to Athrax's body and try to find whatever that thing
Okay.
is.
Inside his pocket is a small, polished iron rod with a ruby on the tip. It's about this big. It's doing nothing to the normal eye, but you can tell it is pulsing a magical signal. When you take it off of his body, it stops.
Do we hear any difference in the robot noises outside?
Nope, they keep going.
Okay.
They're approaching. They're getting close.
Can I tell what this thing does under the same use
Oh,
of
yeah,
AP,
right.
or do I need to expend it again?
I mean, like that costs like 2 AP to do.
Yeah.
Spend like 1 more because it gave you
Okay.
a few things. This is a very simple magic item that projects a determined signal when the person who's carrying it, or more accurate, when it is on a dead body.
Do I know what the signal does or says?
That will be determined by whatever receives it.
Ah, okay. So I can't
call it
tell
a
what
death
this is
rod.
actually. Ooh.
Doesn't
So I
sound
can't
good.
tell what this is actually doing, but it's only sending a signal when it's on his body or a dead body. So I'm hoping that if we remove it, something
At this point,
it will stop something bad from happening.
At this point, so there's like 2 banks of 3 doors on either side of this orrery, and one on each side bursts open, and 2 automatons stride forth. They have a slightly different coloration. They have white notes across parts of their form, and they begin advancing on the now decapitated corpse. Before we get to that, though, we're going to hop over to Zake.
Yeah, tell me, Nat. What is
Yeah.
this douchebag doing?
Mordecai, could you remind me where exactly we left off with Mordecai?
We left with me asking if he would profit or like to profit from the untimely demise of a certain regent.
Oh, right, and then he responded with, well, what kind of offer are you fielding? Something of that to that regard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Zip will stop for a second and hyper focus on Mordecai's eyes. Well, I really think we can help each other here. You see, if you want our help and our support in spinning whatever happened here today, whatever that is, on someone else that might strengthen your position, we're there for you. But, on the other hand, you decide to pin it on us or on Valarith, then, well, let's just say things will get ugly.
I think we can work together here. We can benefit each other.
Wonderful. Job number 1. What do you know about these automatons? As I assume Zach just hears footsteps from everywhere.
So actually, you're in the front foyer, and there's this big, beautiful window that views out onto the grounds, and you can see on the outside that the sun has changed colors. It's like fancy windows. You can't really see them through them that well, but there's definitely a different tone to the sunlight than there was before.
What does this mean?
Excuse?
The tint of the windows
magic.
changes? Who knows?
Playing with color, playing with light.
Yep. So, these robots, we came here because of something that controls them? I think we need that now. Otherwise, they're going to come here and kill us all.
Well, the control gem is held within the extra-dimensional vault in the dungeon, accessible with Athrex's personal code.
And I'm guessing that only Athrax has that code in his brain.
Well, he has... Unfortunately, the vault does not have the ability to change its coding, so anyone who's been around when it's been opened would have the opportunity to commit it to memory. I have not been graced with the honor, personally.
But now is the part where you tell me that you know of someone that's right around the corner?
There was a Viscount who's close. Should I try to contact them?
1 second. Open the door. Doctor? There
So at this point,
is... Yeah.
that's when you see the robots there.
Yes.
Continue.
Doctor? Why is there a robot here?
as you're seeing also a force field forming out. He's like, oh, hello,
Oh, so you're busy.
little bit, yes.
Should I go try to find Viscount Marsalis?
Do that.
And he scurries away with
And remember-
rapidity.
Remember, don't screw us over here.
He looks at you, and you just see a dagger of fear in his eyes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, in the main room, does anyone try to stop these robots from going to the body?
No, I mean,
Yes!
gotta back away.
Do you let the automatons inspect the corpse?
I mean, Ro would wait until one of the adults tells them what to do.
Yeah.
Are they like? Can we tell what kind of intention they're heading towards it with? Is there like any indication of what they're about to do?
They don't have like their blades out or anything. They're not like they don't seem to be hostile. They seem to be gathering information.
I think we shouldn't let them.
No, I don't think so. Oh, I guess I'm here now as well.
Yeah.
So as you open the door and see the doctor casting some kind of force field.
Yeah.
Um,
Zake is farthest from them, but he's there.
Wait, put the force field around his body.
I was just about to do that. Semi-sphere around the body.
And then I'll just step back.
It's 10 meters, so that's 30 feet. 32.
The two automatons walk over, bump gently, kind of a little bit of Roomba energy into the force field. They look at each other. They look back at the force field. They both together look over at the doctor.
Uh-oh.
Point at Zake.
One out of both of them at the same time, you hear a slightly distorted voice saying, "We must inspect the body."
Why must you inspect the body?
We must rule out foul play to avoid the Omega Prime Directive.
The what now?
What's the Omega Prime Directive?
This directive in place in case that Athrox is backstabbed, duplicitously removed, or otherwise murdered.
Ah, yes.
He definitely was not stabbed in the back.
Like,
Most likely cause would be poisoning.
let me get the corpse for you. Hold on. Just like, where's the head? Just FYI. F-me-M-I.
Celia has put it in a bag that is suspiciously head-sized. She seems to
Give me the
have
bag.
it on hand.
It's a bag.
It's tied to her waist, and she's like, "No."
This does not sound good. Give me the bag. Do it.
Listen to him.
She takes off her belt and kind of basketballs it to the doctor.
Oh, I'm gonna like get to a spot where the robots aren't and lift the force field up, get in and then close it. And then you'd be like, oh, let me just check. Yes, the corpse is here. And then press the head to where it's been missing. And I'm gonna cast Restore on the body, making it completely back to normal but dead.
Okay, the head reknits itself. That's pretty poggers.
Doesn't even
That's
have
awesome.
it'll have no bludgeoning damage. It'll just be like, why did he die? Nobody knows.
Still just gonna back towards Ro and kind of move them away from the robots and closer
7
to the
fucking
door.
AP, but then I'll be like, oh yeah, no, it
worth
seems
it.
fine. Go ahead, take it, and then pull the force field off. Fold it back up and have it go into my gauntlet.
All right, so After that, do you lift the force field so the robots can inspect them?
Yes. I lift the force field up and fold it back up into my gauntlet.
All right. So, the automatons are going to approach the corpse, kneel down. A slight red light is going to zoom across. The light goes away. They stand, they look at each other, look down at the corpse, they look at each other. They turn to the doctor, who is the one they've been addressing. No cause of death apparent. Most likely foul play. Omega Prime Directive continues.
No, it's, people sometimes just die. It happens. Like...
Incorrect.
No, it does. I'm a doctor. That's
People's
why I was
livers
checking.
give out. People's kidneys fail. People do not just die.
But no, you don't. Okay, listen, I'm a doctor. Here, let me explain to you. Sometimes a person's heart can give out even without any problems that are apparent. Sometimes there's a blood clot, and then the heart gives out, and then the blood clot moves post-mortem. It is very possible that he just died because of that.
Most likely outcome, foul play.
I mean, you have to make sure. Can't make this Omega Optimus Prime protocol, whatever it's called, go off without knowing. This sounds like a bad idea.
They pause. They look at each other for a second.
I think Rose sort of pantomiming, like, should I zap it one or?
Yeah, I'm getting close to just last lighting one of them before they tell the others.
Yeah.
The only way the protocol can be stopped is if foul play is ruled out solidly.
Well, you have a doctor right here who's willing to corroborate.
I mean, we were just here and fell down, and that's why I covered the body to make sure that nobody could contaminate the crime scene. Or, well, not a crime scene because he just fell down, but the scene of the death.
So it is a crime scene.
Well, no, I mean, it could be. Because
You
we
were
not
here.
Sure.
What happened? Go through
You
in as
know
much
what the
detail
crime
as you
is.
can.
The
Okay,
crime is you, tinheads, coming in here and thinking you know more than a doctor. This is unacceptable. Cancel this Optimus Prime bullshit. This moment.
Sir, you're going to need to calm down or you will be eliminated.
Nobody needs to be eliminated. Happened was, we were walking. Old friend. We've known each other for a long time.
At this point, something very abnormal happens. A ballooning semicircle of color seeping out of existence, this devoid bubble, breaches through the floor. Slightly off center from Athrex's body, center to the room, and begins growing outward.
Is that the Omega Protocol? What's
Indeed.
that? What does it do?
That.
You lack authorization. Although the robots notably start walking away from it, like give it space as they're talking.
I don't like it.
Look, I think there's been a massive misunderstanding here. I think shut it down and we can discuss further. The doctor knows what he's talking about. Arthrax just fell while we were talking. That's it. We were just
If that
as
is true,
confused as you.
then that is unfortunate, but we are unable.
You know what?
Who is
You are
able?
dicks.
Who is able to shut it down? How do we shut it down?
If sufficient data is provided.
What kind of data does?
An alternative cause of death.
A ghost did it.
I mean, ghosts are real.
The
I have
robots
seen them
look
before.
at the singe marks on the ground from the lightning bolts and go, more likely fire based on the damage.
Yeah, so as I was
Fire
trying to
ghosts.
tell you, we are good friends. We are from out of town. came to talk with him, and then all of a sudden this thing from above us shot lightning at him. He was talking to us, and he was looking down at his own hand, and then he was like, oh, what was the name? And he starts snapping his fingers, and then suddenly...
The two robots pause. They look at each other. Look at the scorch marks on the ground. And they look at each other. They look at the corpse, which is now inside the devoid area. And then back to the doctor. That would have scorch marks on the body from lightning. Those are not present.
Yeah, well, he's a friend, so I made sure that his body looked good for when we would have an open casket.
You tampered with the evidence before we arrived?
I'm a doctor, not a scientist.
You have doomed us all. So this thing is growing out of the floor. Gotten quite big. The robots are avoiding it. We still haven't figured out what exactly it does. And we're gonna hop down to Lena, who is now in black and white land.
They're looking good though, right? Oh my god. Yep. This is something that's happening despite my best efforts. I'm gonna, I guess, take the elevator upstairs.
All right. So, despite the fact that something has changed with the vault, you're just gonna leave? That's the plan?
No, what am I supposed to do?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. You are the master of this.
No. I did not plan for something you're supposed to do. I just found the things you might do.
Well, you could tell me what you think I might do, and then maybe I might do that. No, I need to figure out how to get inside this fucking vault. I'm the magpie, damn it. I know how to break into a vault. So it does... Alright. There's no more light inside. It's probably bad. It's black and white nonsense, also probably bad. But I'm already in it. So, whatever. Worst case, I'm just in grayscale forever, and I look pretty cool, so there's that.
It's really just an aesthetic change, right?
Yeah. It's fine. Just throw a filter on it. It's fine. This is a great look. Is this start updating the art? Like, God. There's like not like I can tell that it's supposed to open up like the pyramid under the mushroom, which is a string of words that I just said. But I can't. Yeah, because if it's a verbal thing.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean, like
Actually, I realize there's something else that Lena probably would have noticed because she's good at this.
It's her thing. It's all she's got.
Yeah.
She doesn't know magic.
So the pyramid floated, and this was situated up on the ground, but when the color devoidness encompassed it, it did. The large metal settling noise, crunk, 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 might have been it actually putting its weight onto the floor. You think that's what it was?
Just for shits and gigs, can I maybe see if the shadow cutter works now?
As you pop the shadow cutter out, it just does nothing.
Oh, cool. Like, it does nothing as in it doesn't put a hole in the vault, or it does nothing as in it does nothing? Like, this is a magic
all the
no-no
magic
zone.
seems to be gone for now.
Cool. All right, you know what? It's fine. This is my time to shine. Or it's
Found it really
not.
funny that Lena was the one down by it because you put your hand in. Okay, and
Whatever.
Yeah.
God, I want to get into this thing, but I have nothing to get into it. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to... Yeah, I want to go upstairs. Like, I want to look in the elevator and see, like, I want to try to, like, bypass everything and try to get, like, above where we were to see, like, if he's got, like, his password written down in, like, one of those notebooks that old people have that's, like, my password log. And I just want to, like, see if there's, like, anything there.
Yeah. So given that you got the floor plan of the floor above last episode and the floor plan of this episode, you're able to figure out pretty easily that okay, there's a collection of rooms over here. They're probably one of these is probably an office. Go there and poke around.
Yeah, that's what I would like to do, please. I'll put, like, I'll do that, and then if I, like, see anybody milling about or anything, I'll use shadow to be invisible. But otherwise, like, I'll just settle for being small and stealthy.
You see no one abound.
Perfect. Like that.
However, at least until you get to, like, the office itself, you're still in the grayscale land.
Oh, really?
It is extended wide. Poking around in the office, it is similarly simple, but you do find you find the fantasy equivalent of a sticky note under the desk.
Yes.
And it has one word written on it: mellow.
Okay. So, Megan remembers, and therefore Lena remembers, that there were 3 words in the password in the pyramid. Can I poke about and see if there are other fantasy sticky notes about, in case that there are a multiple word password?
You
A few, Nuno.
So you pop around and you don't find anything else. It's just the one sticky note.
Okay.
You also, Lena would probably remember that the 3 words for the pyramid were alliterative. They had the same beginning.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't help me. Can I? All right, so that's in the office. Can I go poke around in, like, is this the only room that's about?
There was a wine cellar. There's a room with guest chambers.
Man. Does he have a bedroom?
There's a larder the
everybody has
size
a
of your
bedroom.
living room.
Jealous. Is his, like, bedroom around?
No, that's not around there.
Okay. Mellow. Fuck. Yep. Alright, so I've got this fantasy post-it note. This is also, I picked the wrong class because I am very bad at figuring puzzles out, whereas Lena would not be. Yeah, I guess I will go back downstairs. Just chilling in the black and white zone, because fuck it.
You have
I guess it
entered
doesn't matter if
the
you don't have
Twilight
magic.
Zone.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter if you don't have magic, so YOLO. Y'all made
You
fun.
find yourself
You made fun of
before
me for not having magic.
the vault.
Mellow.
Vault cube.
Mellow yellow. They call me mellow yellow.
Do you say anything else?
I mean, if it's all alliterative, that means it would all begin with M's. But I don't know. No, I just say that. Mellow. Mellow, mellow. Anything? No.
The giant metal cube doesn't react.
This is not fun for anybody.
We're gonna pop upstairs.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, put me. Somebody please kill me and release me from this pain.
Oh
no.
Right. As you pop up, so we find ourselves in a similar situation. The robots avoiding the devoid's color space while being very belligerent and frustrating.
So how far is that thing going to expand? Does it cover the house or does it go further? She says to the robots.
You do not have authorization.
I'll give you your authorization if you don't. Oh, I swear, I hate these robots. Every single time, they are. You cannot reason with them. This is.
Mordecai comes back in, going like, so the Viscount was out, and I don't think he's gonna be able to come back because the robots have encircled the palace in a field of force.
How did you get in, though? It's
I
before
was
this.
already inside.
Oh, you didn't even leave. Oh.
I couldn't leave.
How do we shut them down? That's all we need to do. Is there a way to
I
just
was
destroy
important enough
them?
to hear his secret doomsday protocol for if he dies?
Is there a way to
Your-
just...
Let's I don't know. Let's see if we can find Lena at least. By now she's probably done something regarding the orb, so
I hope
might as well
so.
just go there.
Yeah, it's
One of the
perfect.
robots
Lena's
looks
the only
up at
one that
Mordecai
can save us.
And says, one of the robots looks up at Mordecai and goes, authorization found.
You.
Okay,
He did
tell
cancel
him
it.
how we stop this thing.
At this point, the Omega Prime protocol seems unstoppable.
Oh my.
Well, whose fault is that? Yours.
One of the robots has run out of space to run away from the void space, and it encompasses them, and it just crumples to the ground, inoperative.
Well. I'm not gonna say
Don't
that.
like that.
Nat, can I cast Sense Magic on the Devoid, please?
Yeah, it's a big. So like, there's a background aura of the world, and the devoid just is nothing.
So it's not even magical. It's just...
It is
Nothing.
the absence thereof of the very magic that even winds within every person.
I think this thing sucks magic out of
Oh.
things and people, so it just starts to move Ro even further away from it.
Some people are more magic in this party than others.
Mm-hmm. Mordecai, any bright ideas right now?
What about the force field outside? What about that thing?
Can we break through it? I'm hoping that it will expand to the size of the force field and then stop. So if we can get out of the force field and get Lena and all leave, then hopefully we'll be safe. But we don't know how far this thing is going to go. Ask the robot. It will give you authorization now. Hey, tell him how far this thing expands.
The robot, listen to them. Yes. Okay.
With his authorization, are we able to leave?
No.
Fuck.
If he has authorization, why wouldn't you allow him to leave if this thing is dangerous?
He has information authorization. Cannot change Omega Prime Directive.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's a big question. Is a force field outside? Does it encompass the entire estate or just the perimeter? Does it go over?
It is spherical.
Doctor, could you still gate us out if we got Lena back?
As long as no magic is stopping me, yes.
What will happen to someone if they go into that thing? If they come out, will they go back to normal, or...?
Nothing will happen.
But
That's
others?
good.
What are the ones that are not part of the most?
I'm guessing people
Some
with
being
magic.
has an aspect of the arcane powering their life force, keeping them from death, that could be damaging.
Keeping them from death. But if they can use magic, that doesn't necessarily harm them to go in there.
No.
Zeke takes
Excuse
two
me, as
steps
he's kind of
backwards.
like, as he's like, the robot's kind of like seems to have saw its buddy Kyle just drop to the ground.
It's buddy
he's kind of
Kyle.
shouldering past the rest of you to try to get farther away because it runs on magical force.
The force field outside, does it hurt people? What does it do?
It blocks magical, non-magical, and extra-dimensional attempts.
Oh, teleporting
Oh,
out
excuse me.
would not work.
Most likely not.
Look here, Kyle 2. Do you like to be powered up? Do you like to live?
I have no value placed upon my operation beyond fulfilling my directives.
And why are you running away? Your friend died. Go there as well. Enter the field.
He gestures, they don't really have fingers to point. He gestures to the doctor and says, this one has raised the idea that the directive may be falsely employed currently. I think there is a minor chance of that. Thus, I have kept myself operational.
So you believe us. So can you help us shut it down?
I think there is a percentile chance that you are correct. That percentile chance is minimal.
How do we shut it down since we have information access now?
If one accessed the control gem down in the vault, could do it. But of course, at this point, the void will have encompassed the vault, and the extra-dimensional capacities of it would be cut off.
But if we had someone who was not laced with magic, they would have no problem going in then, right?
You would open it, and it would be a blank wall of metal.
What?
Somebody acting from the outside could function, disrupt the force field, and run away.
Zeke, you're the smart one. What are they saying?
Zeke is just like completely like furious, just holding out to Faris. Faris, just hold me back. You just hold me back, Faris. I'm gonna kill this damn robot.
L2, piece of shit.
Zeke, do not kill the robot. It's currently one of our very few chances of solving this. Just shoves him back against the wall.
No one would know.
So you're saying someone from the outside could disrupt it. Do you mean outside of the force field that's currently up, or do you mean outside of the vault?
Outside of the force field.
So how do we contact someone outside the force field when we can't send magic out? Can you guys send messages?
Looks at the supine form of Kyle in the void.
Are there other automatons you could send messages to outside of the force field? You could get them to disrupt it, maybe?
I am authorized to send messages in the event that the protocol need be stopped.
I think the protocol needs to be stopped. You said yourself there is a chance it's been falsely started. If there is a chance, then why would you still activate the protocol?
The chance is 0.00407%.
If this thing is going to destroy a bunch of stuff and kill a bunch of people, I think even that percentage is worth considering, don't you?
No.
Well, we think it does, and we have authorization now. So we are telling you...
You are a robot. I assume you understand percentages. That low of a percent is still possible, which means that you are going off of a possibility on the other end. Our good friend Arthrax, I know his name, don't worry.
You've made this assertion twice now, but records indicate that you've only met him once today.
Okay, to be fair, I'll tell you, they've never met him. I just wanted them to feel special. I've met him before. Long time ago. Friends.
No. It's okay. My good friend Mordecai here used to have dealings with Athrax, right? And they can tell you...
He gave me authorization for information.
They can tell you that there was no foul play here. We would never. It's probably a blood clot. like the doctor
Yeah,
said, right, Mordecai?
100%. 100%. He just fell. It was so sudden. There was zero foul play. Nothing. I promise.
So will you listen to us?
Looks at Mordecai. Looks at Kyle. Looks at Athrex's body. Looks at Mordecai. Looks at Faris. Yes. Analysis suggests Mordecai more likely to lie than tell the truth in this situation.
I fucking hate this robot. I'm gonna murder.
Does this look like a man who would ever lie?
He's Arthrax's friend as well.
A minor servant on 3rd level. Oh, I made minor?
How far is... Oh my god, Megan, you just said what I was about to ask. How far is this robot from the sphere?
At this point, the devoid space is everything but the last 5 feet in the front end of the room. And the robot is quietly trying to angle to go through the door, but there's people in the way, and it's too polite to just push them.
I'm just gonna step back and then just put a hand on the robot and say, hey, listen, Kyle. Oh man, when I get scared, sometimes I accidentally push things that are being held by my right
pushes the robot
hand.
into sphere.
As
Zeke,
Kyle
I was trying to get it to do.
As Kyle 2 crumbles into the sphere, looks at Zeke and goes, "Thank you for the designation."
What the fuck?
I am
Zeke!
done.
Zeke, what were you
with
doing?
This bullshit. Let's get Lena and smash our way through out of
So
here.
you want to go into the thing that strips magic out of people?
No. We just need to stay on the edge, but down. She went down.
So what are you going to do now that the robot that could have helped us is dead?
We've lost this amount of time listening to a robot that had no intention of helping whatsoever. So let's get the fuck
Could
out
have
of
given
here.
us
Run.
Could have given us information on how to get into the vault.
You think so?
At this point, Lena just walks in through one of the side doors the robots came through, inside the black and white void.
Yeah, so
Lena.
the vault won't open. And it's black,
Cool.
and there's not color here anymore, which is also weird.
Yeah, we know it strips magic out of whatever it touches, so we need to stop it. There's
look
also a
so
force field
cool.
around the perimeter.
Thanks. Yeah,
Is
I mean, it
color
doesn't.
magic?
This doesn't really do anything to me, but it's a vault like the one from the mushroom. Like the one where the wand was. Like the one that's like a pocket dimension that opens with a password. I found this, holding up the little post-it note.
Mellow.
And this is not the password by itself. I'm gonna
Wait.
assume there.
Mordecai, do you know what the other words could
There's
be?
a password. Only we had a robot
yeah.
who could give us
What
the
are you-
rest of the password.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
The robot clearly said that because of the vault was inside the zone, it could not be opened. We're not listening.
Maybe it was wrong.
It did.
Lena is amazing.
Nope. There was a big kerclunk sound, and then the light that was coming from the inside of the vault went out. So,
How big is this vault, Lena?
it's roughly the size that I'm about to describe right now.
Gonky and
So I've seen
big.
it.
What are you thinking?
It's big.
Get the vault outside of this bullshit zone and take it with us.
Is it too
The
big
vault
to move?
the vault is more than twice the size of the staircases and
Yeah, it's big.
elevator shafts.
It's
If you
big.
really discerning, you'd probably ascertain they probably built the structure down and around to include it after finding it underground.
I mean, I don't know how to fix this. Motioning to everything.
Mordecai,
Y'all probably shouldn't come inside here though, because y'all are magic.
Yeah,
So-
Mordecai, does that word mean anything to you? Do you know what the other words connected to it could be? On the off chance that this
well-
still works.
Maybe it was like a reminder to like, oh, I can't remember what the password is, and you get like part of it to jog your memory. Look, they all rhyme. I know that much.
Yeah,
They all rhyme.
they're all alliteration. Well, the first one was an
Those
alliteration.
are two different things.
Yes, they are.
There was another one?
What was?
Yeah,
what
under
was
the mushroom.
other one?
Under
In the
mushroom.
pyramid.
I don't think my life has enough seconds left in it to have this conversation.
No.
This
What
isn't
was
Okay,
doing
so
any- like.
What
you're
do we
gonna be
do? Do we
fine.
try and disrupt the force field and leave, or do we still
this-
try and go into the vault?
At this point, the devoid zone, it's been nice and slow moving, and it's kind of there's a moment where it quivers slightly, and then faster starts to move and push.
Oh god.
Wait, I'm assuming that force field has to be magic. Maybe the fizzle will work on it. Could I go outside and try to
Kinda like
befizzle the force
anti-magic.
field?
So the force field with all right. So, y'all running outside to the force field outside because the zone is approaching anyway.
Yeah.
I'm
Definitely running away from the zone.
Lena's a little more cash.
Still
Fine,
carrying
fine.
Ifdran and bringing Celia and all the rest of it. We're not leaving them there.
Oh yeah. Who's carrying Ifdran?
Darwin?
You hear a slight static.
Static.
Yep.
Gotta look for his goddamn radio.
Yeah, his sky color amulet. Grab it. You
Oh.
listen. It's kind of staticky. It's like a
Thought
concept.
he had that.
Ifdran has a Skycaller amulet.
Talk to James. Tell him what's going on.
Hello, James.
Nothing.
Maybe if we get out another floor out a window, maybe
We're
get.
outside now.
Oh, we're outside. Yeah.
You've gotten outside at this point. Outside the gate, you can see a 2-layer thick ring of these automatons. They have their hands up. The ones behind go up, the ones in front go side. And it projects this hexagonal patterned field across the top. And you probably have about a minute before the devoid zone reaches the force field.
Definitely
Okay, I'm
looks
just gonna-
like these automatons are powering the shield. Yeah.
Yeah. But they are on the
Can I-
outside of the field, not the inside.
They're all on the outside of the field.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and
We've
befizzle
dealt with
the
this
field.
exact shape of field before.
yeah. I'm gonna first try and befizzle the field to see if I can just stop the magic from working in like an area so that everyone can get out.
So you know that from the Befizzle goes onto a person, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Uh,
know from like the amulet being blocked and the other magic you've seen not work that the field would just no sell that. You don't even have to try.
Okay.
Would you call the force field a solid object?
It's pretty solid.
I'm
Shadow
going
cut
to pull out.
Yeah, I was
my
like, can I
force field.
shadow cut a hole in it? Because the force field isn't totally meshed with the devoid yet. Can I try to like shadow
That's
cut
true.
a hole?
All right, so
in the-
what are you doing? Because like there's these double line of automatons. So are you trying to go up a little bit, or are you just like right in front of one? It's like hello, Kyle 3. Like what is the?
Oh, they're all like lined up in front of the force field.
There's a double ring on the outside of the force field.
I pull my force field out of my gauntlet, unfurl it. I go, Lena, get on top. I'll have it move towards one of the areas to see if you can cut open. Basically,
Well,
you can
get-
run on
get
my
on-
force field into the air to any spot that doesn't have.
But I
one
don't
of
want to like make a hole that y'all can't get through. Like I want to try to.
it. My
Can
force
I
field
get
is
through the
10
hole?
meters in all directions. We can all get on it.
I think
Oh,
the
okay.
idea is a ramp or something similar.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how
'Cause, yeah,
does
everybody will-
Shadow Cutter work? Does it just
It makes
Get a hole.
a hole up to 1 meter in circumference and 1 meter deep.
okay?
So it's big enough for a person to crawl through. Like the doctor might have a little bit of trouble because they're large, but like Lena has no problem getting through it.
1 meter is
so
fine.
yeah, okay.
Big.
I'll ramp up and then just as I'm like going up the ramp, I'm stretching the shadow cutter out and I'm gonna push it against the.
All right. So, when activated, a low buzzing sound can be heard by all creatures nearby, and the material behind the device is instantly transported to a random shadow plane. So, as you activate it, that little cut of the force field just disappears, and then immediately starts to regrow. There is a point where it's, as it's closing, where you could, make a yeet for it.
So Lena sends everyone through one by one and then gets herself through at the end.
No, let me out! Let me out!
I have exactly enough AP. I have a.
Is Zake, you want to make a dive for it?
Yes.
I'll let
As
Zake.
it's,
Yeah, I'll let Zake
shrinking.
out. It's 3 AP each time I use it. So
Yeah.
Zake, roll the die.
Ooh boy.
yeah, I can let Zake out. I'd let everybody else out before myself because I can chill.
8.
Like,
All right, so that's
I
a
can chill
mixed
in this. It
success.
doesn't matter to me.
So, you get out, but part of you doesn't. That's one.
Again? No. Don't pick that. I mean, the
Depends
robot
on
arm
the
is my
second
thing.
one. Let's see
Don't
what the
fucking
second
don't take my thing. That's my thing.
The second-
Finish.
Getting caught in a
sorry.
portal is my thing.
No, this is Vamp's great because I had to figure out the second one.
I mean,
I think
it'd be matching.
I think the
Yeah,
other
we do
option
everything
is that as
together.
you go through, you get the anti-magic effect strikes upon you and is going to mess with either the wand or your wraith form.
You wouldn't look as cool with the robot arm as I do.
That's true. That's true.
Or also, the doctor can just put it back on if you hold on to the thing.
Yeah, but you paying the entire 7 AP.
You're paying the AP though.
Yeah, fair enough.
Who are you
Yeah,
talking to? He's got
I guess it has to be the first one, as as
you
it's
turd.
closing, Zay just unsheaths its scimitar and just lunges towards the whole. I guess it will eventually fall on top of the robots, but the other arm just gets behind, because of momentum, and just.
There's a good splatter.
Those rose eyes.
And then you are diving through the air. Some of the robots look up as you go over, somewhat interested.
As that is happening, just of pure adrenaline, in midair, just enchant the blade with the Fire Avenger, and as I land down, just one arm, clutching it for a second on top of one of the robots, just smashing its head in, and immediately use Slayer and try and disrupt the fields around here.
Nice.
So, I'm gonna say some things and tell me if I'm wrong. You murder all the ones in this area to clear the way. Just you can't see all the automatons from where you're at, but you can see a lot of them. And a few anime slices, all the automatons in this area collapse. And immediately, this quarter of the force field just drops. Which is good because the devoid is feet away.
Faris just starts to push Ro through, and it's just everyone go, pushes Celia, everyone.
I'm gonna grab
Everyone's
Zake's
kinda
arm.
Yeah, everyone's kind of high stepping to get around the spiky robots because these are the battle ones, not the medic ones.
But, Doctor, you can fix this, right?
Oh,
Hold
yeah. Let's go.
Be like, you stupid idiot.
It worked, didn't it?
Yep, it's okay.
Thank you,
He's,
Zake.
applying pressure on the arm as much as he can.
I really hope they weren't necessary to keep that other field in.
Fuck it.
As you all run out, Mordecai will fall to his knees in front of Lena and Zeke. Thank you so much. I was not ready to die. I was so not ready to die.
So much more useless than I thought.
Please, password. Do we know?
I don't know it.
Is there
No,
is there
he
anybody
doesn't
who
know.
knows it? Is there anybody who knows it?
Yes!
Just
This fucking Viscount.
Viscount.
Go get
I
them.
can
At
go
this
in
point,
there.
the
We need to
robots-
know the
Mordecai.
password.
from the sides have started to readjust to try to fill in the hole.
Okay. We're just
It's
gonna move
fine.
away and let them do that.
Yeah.
Mordecai, go get the Viscount.
Okay. I'm on my way. Where should I meet you afterwards?
You tell us where to go.
Yeah.
I'll find you.
we're
I'll
not
track you. I'll
from-
call you.
Call you.
Doctor.
Great.
You run.
Is he just gonna shout in the
Please.
streets our names? What does he mean, call? Doctor, please help me.
Doctor,
It
please,
hurts.
for sake.
Oh, that does not look okay. Just kind of press the two pieces together. The bone kind of like scrapes against the other bone for just a bit, and like, oh, sorry.
Robert, please.
Yeah, Robert, don't get too graphic for content warning. Please.
Apologies. And then I will let you spend 7 AP.
Well, someone has to
Nice.
make Nuno spend AP.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because I know.
GM helper of the day goes to Robert.
Ooh. Thank you.
You good?
Well, I think so.
It'd be a little bit numb for about an hour.
It is. But
Uh,
better numb than not having it.
Faris is
robots
gonna
have
turn
filled
to.
in the semicircle and hold their hands up, and that portion of the field groups. So you just have this picturesque black and white palace encompassed in this field.
So it is remaining contained by the field for now, at
Yep.
least. Faris is gonna turn to Celia and just kind of like walk right up to her, standing as intimidatingly as she can. Just like, your people got us into this fucking mess. Did you know about this?
No, I did not know the asshole had a fucking doomsday plan.
The asshole always has a doomsday plan. That's why they're the asshole.
I'm sorry, really, I didn't want to get anybody in that. And at this
If this
point, the
Viscount-
robots start waving their hands back and forth when they start to
Aw.
light up.
It's so cute. They have lighters in their
Hands start to light up.
hands.
And there's this kind of rending sound, like it's like, you know, like the sound of lightning, but sustained. And then, a moment later, with a slight popping noise, everything inside the sphere disappears, leaving a nicely carved out sphere of just earth.
Is it still black and white? Like, is the devoid still there?
It's gone.
Well, shit.
The robots put their arms down. The force field disappears. And they all sit down, cross-legged.
You know, honest.
Kind of wish I was
All he
inside
did with
that.
this was make it easier for somebody who assassinated him to get away with it, because all the evidence is gone.
Where did
I
it
guess-
go?
They weren't expecting the people to escape.
It's valid.
I mean, they don't seem to be hostile anymore, she says very quietly.
Yo, let's just back away.
We're ready to
As you
have
say,
this
they don't seem to be hostile.
fucking
One of them just
city.
turns its head to look at Faris. And turned his head back to the.
I
to
said
the
she said
now-
it quietly.
I know. Turns head over. Turns head back to the now spherical crater in the ground.
Yeah, let's get. Should we get back to
Just-
James? Should we follow Mordecai? I want to get the fuck out of this city.
I
Frankly, I've
am
got more
so
important
over
things
this
to do.
fucking city.
This is a terrible place.
This is a horrible place to be.
Hey, I live here.
Well,
I'm sorry. This is a
my
horrible place to
condolences.
live.
Listen, we are
Didn't get
from
his head either.
Valarith, all right? If we
Like-
say this is a horrible place,
Like, I mean, I guess that's why you wanted to depose the assholes. I mean, Valarith's been better since we did that.
well,
yeah.
I guess.
I guess if you try to depose any more assholes, just check whether they have a doomsday plan like that in place first.
That's true. Are there more assholes to depose?
Look, yes, there's more assholes to depose, but Look, I'm frustrated too, but the situation didn't exactly play out the way I wanted it to.
Yeah, you
No, you wanted to kill him the moment you walked through the door.
Yeah, which would
And
have
yet you tried to trick us into treating it like a diplomacy mission.
Look, Ifdran and I were never shy about that part. That was James.
Oh, I wasn't there.
Then you should have listened to your fucking leader when he told you what he wanted. And not dragged us into this.
Thanks for the help. I'll take my friend and see you again. Never?
Don't expect it.
Your pack
She's gonna-
sucks.
Bro.
Well, I
You're right.
do.
She's gonna hold her arms out for
Just not to say
Ifdran's
that.
unconscious body.
Just because something's true doesn't mean you can just say it. But you're right.
But this time, it's fine.
As they walk away, Zeke will just suggest, can we just at least move into an alleyway so we can chat
Yes.
a bit about this?
So
Like,
the
stay away
the
from-
estate was like out in the woods, so it's like it's like a nature hike home.
An alleyway of trees.
Yeah, it works. You can find a clearing somewhere quiet. Totally.
This is, I mean, I guess there's one less asshole in the city, but I never want to work with these people again. I warned them. It's not how you do things.
No.
This is what happens when you mess with.
And if this gets back to Valarith, it's going to make things even worse for us.
I think,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we might be able to divert attention from us this time around.
Hopefully
need to get
Mordecai
that-
can...
Yeah, that babbling
Yeah, I
idiot might be
mean-
of help.
Put it on the people who actually. I wasn't there. I thought we weren't supposed to kill.
Oh no, Ifdran just started punching
You
him.
weren't.
Like to death?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
To death.
mean, I understand their frustration. I just don't
Right.
like how they conducted the mission.
I
And
mean, not
tried to
when-
rope us into something we clearly didn't want to do,
Right.
considering our positions as well. It's
I can
dishonest.
probably embellish some things too if I get asked by, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Of course.
this was a bad thing that has happened.
Yeah, I'm just very suspicious of whatever happened now in the end. Where do you think the entire place went, Lena?
I
Because
I
if
have
it
no-
went where I think it went,
I mean, God.
people keep playing with it. It's gonna go wrong eventually.
Yeah, you can't keep poking holes because things are going to get out. But I mean, I assume it had some kind of, it had to have had some kind of connection to that vault in the mushroom. It looked the same. The shadow cutter couldn't cut through it. I'm assuming it was its own.
I mean, someone had to
You
have
know.
made that vault in the pyramid. Maybe he
Yeah.
had knowledge of the same kind of magic or whatever it was that made it.
Maybe, but it really seemed
Yeah.
like the house was built around the vault rather than vice versa.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming if there are two of them, there are probably more of them.
But what does it mean? What's the connection? I don't think it's necessarily related to the disappearance.
No, but
I really
guess-
don't know. I don't understand how this knowledge keeps spreading. I mean, these people are reckless. Wizards.
it's almost like magic is trouble.
In the wrong hands.
You'd be surprised, yeah. People are trouble. Magic isn't.
I agree to disagree. But I don't know. It's a moot point now to figure out what opens the vault because the vault is gone. So do we just...
But where has it gone, and
Fuck off
who
back
or
home?
what might have access to it
I
now?
I've been put on a waiting list for a meeting with somebody who knows a lot of things. Maybe they know about weird magic-y interdimensional vaults.
Huh.
Maybe.
What is this orb, though, that controls the automatons? They were awfully similar to Darnell's ones as well.
Yeah.
Did he
I
also
mean,
have an
Did he
orb?
have a brother?
I always figured that he or someone he knew manufactured them.
Well, Darnell
But
could
how
also
did he control them?
But he could also warp and control metal.
Yeah, that's why
I just assumed
it was
he
something to
made
do with
them
that.
and
Same.
could control them that way.
Well, Darnell was part of the old guard of Valarith.
Well, did
And-
Darnell's automaton... This might be a question for the guide, like about... Did Darnell's automatons, did they seem sentient? Thanks, Raiders. Hi.
Thank you,
did they- 'cause,
Raider.
like, these robots seemed very much like they could talk and respond and like had some semblance of thought. Like, did Darnell's automatons seem like that as well, or were they more like just like a guard automaton thing, like
So
without
the ones,
thought?
Darnell's ones only matched the really rank and file ones. The two that were talking
Mhm.
looked different. They seemed to have been constructed for a more complex purpose.
Okay.
Look. Right now, all I want to do is go back to Valarith and figure out a way to get to my brother. I'm sorry, but...
No, that makes sense. First things first. At least we have some more information, even if we don't understand it. Just having it might
We
prove
don't
useful in the future.
really
Yeah.
have business here anymore.
I don't really want to come back to this place, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't like it here.
Are you okay, Ro?
Yeah, I'm okay. I didn't get zapped or anything.
No, but like
You saw a couple of
physically
things
you're
in
okay,
there.
But
Ro.
are you all right inside?
I mean, I'm okay, I guess. People are I don't know. People are weird. They don't make sense here.
People are weird.
They were angry and they had a right to be, but they
Mm-hmm.
they conducted that mission poorly.
Mm-hmm. So we just
Yeah.
go home and regroup.
So, is the plan to head back cityside?
Yeah, I guess so.
Seems
I mean,
like head
we
back
did sort of
on
say
our
we were going to meet
gondola.
up with...
He did
Well-
say he would
well,
We did
contact
say
us.
we were going to...
Yeah,
we
and
did
he
say we
came
were
But the
going to
house is gone now, so I feel like that's kind of a moot point.
Yeah.
Also,
Um,
fun fact: that guy's Mordecai's like, I'm not gonna die. I am running and not looking back.
Don't.
Valid.
On the walk
That is
back,
a
Lena's
man
gonna
motivated
like
by fear.
on the walk back, Lena's gonna hold Zake's hand, but the one that like got cut off, and be like, "Do you feel that? Can you feel that? Can you feel that?"
Feel what?
Oh, son of be like, "Can you feel that?"
Of course I can. It's getting better.
Faris will, if Ro allows her, have an arm around Ro while they're walking back.
Yeah, Ro will let her
Yay.
do that. You might notice they feel a little cold right now, though. They're still kind of freaked out and processing things.
Also, as you are touching Ro, you feel that magical aura, that decay, that departed spirit.
Is that even with like?
Don't you nonchalantly sip your soda?
I don't know anything about this, honestly.
That's even without having cast the spell. That's just like the background radiation of her now knowing how to use that ability.
Yep, you kind of keyed into it and like, It doesn't seem localized to just Ro in general, because when people have an aura, it permeates them. But this seems to be localized to a line that runs through Ro from the heart down the left leg to the foot.
Is Ro short for robot?
No, it's short for
Izza has made a connection that Faris could not have possibly made because she didn't see a thing a few episodes ago.
What?
Foreshadowing! It's okay. You all know someone who just is a font of information and is super willing to share it all the time. But we can get back to that and we'll come back in Valarith after we take a quick break.
Woo!
Okay. Go walk around, get some water, hydrate, do a stretch.
Take your meds.
Take your meds.
What they
Say
said.
say a nice thing about yourself. You're great.
Yeah.
And hey,
We love you.
you know, if any raiders are still here and want to know how we got here, we'll be playing a season 1 and 2 recap done by the wonderful Nat.
Sure you're wondering how we got here.
Record scratch, freeze frame.
I bet.
Hello, I'm Nat, the guide for Quest to the Soaring City. I'm going to run you through a lightning quick recap of Season 1, the story of betrayal, loyalty, and revenge. Our heroes of Starfall Spire don't begin as heroes at all, but recently freed prisoners of the crumbling regime of the horrible Baron Kovrax. In the newly free, flying city of Valarith, they're given ownership of Starfall Spire, a new home, a new beginning. They're approached by one Arvis von Hrinth, a former butler with a sinister voice, to retrieve an important artifact the opportunist and capitalist Lord Darnell is hiding from the city. They lie their way into Darnell's vault, fight off guardian automatons, and retrieve the Iron Eye, an artifact made by the Baron himself to command the infernal machinery imbued throughout Valarith. While the party passed off the Iron Eye to Arvis and celebrated in port, Darnell discovered the theft, stole into Starfall Spire, and dognapped Tiny, the party's wolf companion, and Rose's sister. Our intrepid band declines to betray Arvis to Darnell and instead move to rescue Tiny immediately. At the worst possible moment, Zake disappears, sequestered off into the Shadow Realm his soul is entangled within. But they do it. They go head-to-head against Darnell's metallomancy magic, blood spills, iron rends, and they escape safely, with Tiny in tow. Lena had pacified Darnell by giving him a name, Nare, who, according to Arvis, was actually the assassin who killed an imperial noblewoman that Lena loved. Next day, Faris unknowingly finds herself working alongside Nare after being recruited by Alika Saidu, a badass revolutionary leader and future Valarith counselor. Faris and Nare save Alika's life after she gets petrified by a trap, but while Nare's friend Dart heals Alika, Darnell comes seeking the Iron Eye from Nare. Faris steps up to protect her, and in a tense standoff, Darnell backs off to avoid a scene. Meanwhile, the Doctor, Volwyn Denor, is interrogated by Arvis over a dramatic chess game, asking about his homeland of Soaring. When the Doctor wins the game, he gets one question of Arvis, and learns that a catastrophe gathers from Soaring's mountain peak. As the day draws to a close, Nare confronts Lena, demanding answers, having discovered why Darnell was after her. Lena tries to take vengeance into her own hands by murdering her on the spot, but is deftly outmaneuvered. Nare flees, having learned why Lena wanted her dead. Time passes. Our heroes get a moment to reconnect, and the Doctor gets a mission for them. The party jumps off Valarith onto a colossal mushroom to retrieve an ingredient required to remedy the Gasping Shadow, a plague that afflicts thousands, including the Doctor. Along the way, the group gets sidetracked when Zake recklessly dives deeper seeking the Wand of Lorelei. a mysterious artifact shrouded in the same dark energy as the realm of shattered light where Zake's soul is entangled. Zake binds himself to the wand, and it in turn reaches inside of him, stopping his heart, keeping him alive by its own power. They emerge from the mushroom, left behind by the city, stranded in the rain. And then Arvis appears to them. By now our heroes were growing quite wary of Arvis. He'd given them the identity of an important assassin and warned of a catastrophe rumbling from the peaks of Soaring. Who was he? Certainly not some former butler, as he intoned. Now, as Valarith visited the imperial capital of Orlath, he offered to get them back onto the city in exchange for Faris's influence over Alika on a pivotal matter. You see, the Empire needed Valarith to stop Soaring's catastrophe. The Knights of Sur intended to sunder necromancy from the world, an act that would kill any who'd ever been healed by dark magics. And only with the soaring city could the Empire assault the impregnable mountaintop fortress of Soaring. Under duress, the party agrees to Arvis's terms to avoid getting stranded. However, they rapidly renege once home upon learning Arvis's plan for Valarith involved Imperial occupation. In the Season 1 finale, Arvis uses the Iron Eye the party delivered to him in Episode 1 to slam Valarith to the ground as Imperial forces advance, intending to take the city. Meanwhile, Lena and Zeke fight Nare head-to-head and lose before striking an uneasy truce. In the midst of the fight, Alika appoints Faris a vanguard of Valarith, and Darnell sacrifices himself to defend his city. Zeke admits his love for Lena, and they kiss, and desperate, our heroes throw a gambit, striking out at the Imperial Warwalker, and stealing the Iron Eye right from under Arvis's nose with the help of Rose obscuring fog. They fly the city up and away, wounded, but victorious. However, something dark got into Zeke on his last trip to the Shadow Realm. Who did Lena kiss? Him, or something more sinister? That, my friends, is revealed in Season 2. Heya, I'm Nat, back to recap Season 2 of Quest of the Soaring City with alacrity. We return a week after the Empire's attempt to seize Valarith. The city is hiding low in a fog-choked canyon deep within Imperial territory, and Ro hath decreed it to be their birthday. They receive charming gifts from each hero, as well as Alika, the badass revolutionary that Faris pines after. One touching birthday later, and our heroes resume their search for the second Iron Eye. Eyes do come in pairs, after all. They delve deep beneath the Soaring City's Julep Cemetery and encounter a cabal of skin-stealing devotees bent on the Baron's return. In a heated battle against wrathful undead, Zeke employs the Wand of Lorelei to banish one skin thief, Fenestra, all the way to the realm of Shattered Light. Oh, but Zeke was actually being controlled by an entity trapped in that realm known as the Fear of Taken, so his actions may have had untoward intents behind them. When they do find the Iron Eye, it's guarded by a scythe-wielding, skull-masked knight who, spoiler alert, is Ro's father. His name is Rolst, and he clearly doesn't want to fight the party, but is magically compelled to attack Ro. By the end of a disastrous battle, only Lena remains standing between Ro and this terrifying enemy. Desperate, she grabs the wand from Zeke and just manages to banish Rolst, allowing an escape. But they'd learned one chilling detail: that Ro's death could return the Baron to life. Our heroes surfaced from the catacombs to find Valarith under siege by a mercenary company known as the Golden Gear, led by someone familiar to Faris. She ventures out alone to meet the Golden Gear leader, surprised and delighted to find it to be her old Solari mentor, Janan, who's actually there to help Valarith escape Imperial pursuit, and advises Faris to seek the aid of the Dawn, the first Solari ever. As that's happening, Shadowzake gets up to no good and shadows the head journalist of the Valarith paper, a diplomat from Soaring, an order of knights that want to sunder necromancy from the world, and their downstairs bakery owner, Mr. Batinga, bending them to the Fear's dark will. Then, Faris gets served for negligent homicide by Dee's Pizzeria. Yeah. Valarith takes off, headed for the Knights of Sur. Ro and Evrit, a fellow troublemaking kid, want to help Faris, so they break into the pizza place for dirt. Instead, they find a closet full of stolen skin suits. They run, horrified, and are attacked on their way back by Rolst, who gives Ro donuts before fighting the kids. They make it away safe, but not before seeing Ro's mom, Liddell, at a distance. She's a terrifying undead warrior woman who needs to slay Ro to earn her eternal rest. Faris reveals to Alika that she was originally sent to Valarith to kill her. She rebelled against orders, but still feels immensely guilty about it. Then, they both share that they've fallen for each other, but neither can set aside the guilt at putting themselves ahead of the city they both serve. Speaking of lovers' trouble, Lena meets the historian, a wizened but jaded observer of the world, and learns that Zeke has been taken over by this fear of Taken, and that trying to get him back is almost certainly futile. She also receives a mutagen that will allow her to talk to the real Zeke just one last time. She slips it into his drink. Real Zeke breaks through, reveals the people he shadowed, and asks Lena to take his life. She knocks him out instead, takes the wand, and runs to Arvis for help. Arvis offers an answer that requires killing Zeke and putting his soul into a new body. Lena agrees, but seems hesitant. So Arvis contacts an assassin, against her wishes, to do the killing part. The assassin, Roderick, easily gets to Zeke, but reveals he's Zeke's brother and refuses to kill him. As Roderick flees, he's identified by Evrit as his father? So Zeke and Evrit are related? Wild. With Roderick gone, Faris shares about the Dawn, and the party all venture out to meet her, bringing unconscious Zeke and Batinga in hopes she can help. The Dawn is a kindly and exceptionally old Solari, who teaches Faris the powerful spell Last Light, and with its fearsome power, Faris banishes the fear from Batinga and Zeke, the latter of who Lena promptly gives a long overdue smooch. A lot happens as the city approaches Soaring. Lena and Ro infiltrate the castle to dispose of poisoned scones that evil Batinga had sent. Faris and Fallwind save the shadowed Surian diplomat with the power of sapphic love and light magic. Ro puts on a necklace sent in a letter from Rolst, and it bores into their heart, giving the kid control over Valarith's flight. It also calls Ro's mother, Liddell, to Crown Tower to fight our heroes, which nearly kills Ro, twice before Liddell escapes. Faris and Alika finally put themselves first and kiss, finally. Before we know it, the Knights of Sur are putting the finishing touches on their magical spell to sunder necromancy from the world. Our heroes split into two groups. Lena, Zeke, and Ro delve beneath Soaring to disrupt the ritual, while Fallwind and Faris descend onto a platform wrought of sunlight to fight the Father of the Dawn, the spiritual and martial leader of the Knights. The battle above is pitched as the Father releases devastating strike after strike, but all they need is to buy time for Below Team to steal their way into Soaring. Zeke leads the way into a grand cathedral chamber full of 100 scribes invoking their grand ritual. Strapped for time, Zeke relies on a lethal technique, Slayer. In an instant, he kills 50 of the scribes invoking the ritual, stopping it in its tracks. Above, the Father of the Dawn feels the ritual end, and in an act of utter spite, he calls a meteor down from the heavens to strike Valarith true. Our heroes have stopped the ritual, but the cost has been immense. However, even in darkest times can hope flourish. While soaring back to Valarith on Bird Ro's back, Zeke proposes to Lena. She agrees, and they bind their stories together, from this step till their last.
And we are back.
It's us again.
Ooh.
Hello. Ooh.
Hello, woo.
We missed you, Woo.
My
Everything
And we
is
just lost
fine.
everyone left from the raid.
They knew woo.
If you stayed from the raid and are still there, please say hi in the chat. Let's
Yeah.
prove not wrong.
Thank you again, everyone, for joining
Yeah, prove
us.
not wrong about how much you love the woo.
Wait, Evil Clever Dog is that? No, wait, this is Izzo.
Wait a second.
Just me.
Just
There's now
Izzo.
an
Sorry to
ooh
disappoint.
emote? Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we
cute.
updated our Ulu emote, so
Yes.
Hell yeah.
check it out.
Hi, Void
Right.
Smoker. Are you from the raid? Sounds like
Cthulhu.
Hi.
That's a Cthulhu.
Welcome. Hope you enjoyed the recaps. Anyway, what were you
Alright.
doing, Nat?
Let us
I-
game.
All right, so I'm gonna jump ahead. So I remember to phrase this: unless someone has a conversation with another PC that they want to have on the way home, we're gonna jump to you getting home.
We're home.
You arrive outside Starfall Spire on a gondola, saving the doctor like 3 AP because it could have teleported home. But fuck that, we can walk.
Yeah. The whole time
We
though
must
that we're
save
walking,
the Doctor's AP.
if anybody looks up at any time, there's a cat walking in the air, just keeping a lookout. Sorry, a skeletal
the
cat
air?
walking in the air, keeping a lookout.
Lapis
Oh,
on a
yeah.
force field.
Yep.
We love and appreciate Lapis in this house.
Yeah.
All right, so you get on home. All is quiet. Batinga's not in. Dude, there's no one in the house. Naima and Everett haven't gotten back yet. Tiny's not around.
What?
Just quiet.
Excuse.
Everett?
Look. The teen dream team took the dog with them.
Yeah, I think
Terrible.
Rose's assumption is Tiny went with them. You know, to keep them out of trouble.
Yep.
I'm gonna
It's
have some
really
words with
sad
her when
when-
she gets back.
You
I
have
take
to
no
have-
responsibility in anything that happened to your sister in the presence of Everett.
That remains to be
Who
seen.
were you talking to?
Oh, one other detail.
Faris or Rome?
On your way back in, one of
Both.
the staircase, one of the steps on the staircase back up to your room, your flat, has collapsed.
Excuse?
It's like the 4th step up, and it's just like broken.
Does it
Can I
look like
diagnose
from
this step?
Can I diagnose this step? So like it's from, some children running up and down it forcefully, or some other nefarious
Or a
means?
robot?
Well, if you're looking at it, whatever broke this step would have had a footprint significantly larger than the child's.
Is it robotic in shape? I'm just wondering.
It's not robotic in shape.
Okay,
The
good.
footprint is not. The broken staircase
Robotic
footprint
is-
is not robotic in shape.
There's robots there.
Listen, we don't know. Maybe one of these robots came to our house.
I sense anything weird going on in the flat.
Nothing magic. Nothing weird. Thing doesn't light up.
Let's just be careful just in case. And
This is why I don't want
carefully
people to
open the
know
door.
our address.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, otherwise we're just the heroes, and that seems.
We can be the heroes of something else. Anyway.
Nah.
You could change the name of the spire.
Yeah,
Can
let's.
can I summon the scythe? And just this is a weird fucking question, but does it almost does the scythe feel any different?
I don't know what you're fishing for, but I don't think so.
I'm fishing for is Rolst still alive and this is Rolst too broken? Like I said, I don't think so, but
Nothing therein feels shifted.
okay.
I do think when you just sort of bust the scythe out in the middle of our living room, Rose like inching away a bit because they don't like that scythe very much.
Oh. Sorry.
Just gonna take a look around to see if anything's been like moved or stolen or
Yeah.
broken or anything in like any of our rooms or the public spaces.
Lena's
there's
door is-
pile-
Lena's door is locked.
Yeah, it is.
I thought you were gonna say open.
Obviously, I'm like, oh god, if my door was open. Like 6 locks on Lena's door.
The door to the stairs up to the roof parapet is open. So technically, if it was raining at like the exact perfect angle, it could get on the floors. but like it's not raining, so it's okay.
Well, did we leave that open?
Lena, did you
Anyone?
leave
Lena?
the door open?
No. I
It
wasn't
doesn't
raised in a
sound-
barn. I close doors when I come back inside.
I'm gonna
Uh,
go out that and then just start walking into the air on my force field out far to kind of like just look up and see if anything's going on up there.
you look around. You can see like the entire city from up here. No, nothing odd. You do see there's a little campfire light in the way off in the distance. In the little garden house that belongs to the dog.
It's actually not that strange.
Yeah.
Bro did say they could go there.
Yeah.
They had offered that as
Oh,
someone
yeah.
for Naima to stay, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
Come back in and there's a campfire in the house place. I'm assuming that's
Oh. I mean, she
Yeah,
said she
but-
took a job. But maybe they finished it in a... I don't know. Anyone else could have found it as well. Doesn't have to be...
I mean, Tiny likes to go there, though, so if Tiny's with them, that could be them.
Yeah.
Doesn't explain why the door's open.
Yeah, why? There's no one
or
up
why
there,
the stair
Doctor?
is broken.
didn't see anything to the
Can I like put on my spy glasses and do a predator style life form scan?
Of what? Of the
Just,
spire?
like, yeah. To see if there's anybody hiding anywhere. Other than I know that the Doomba is in the vent. Other
The
than
Doomba's
that.
in the vent. They don't see any other
The
creatures
Doomba's a
hiding
life form?
around you. You,
I
you
know
do
it's there.
you do note that although you have not been inside your room, you can tell that something is not where you left it.
Everett?
And you also are able to like spy vision in and tell that there's some scrapes of like a python or some other similar or a grappling hook on the battlement on the roof, as if someone had rappelled off the roof.
All right, that's fine. We've been practicing that. However, I'm gonna like put the glasses up, and my eyes are just like real intense. I'm just gonna run upstairs to my room and figure out what has been touched.
So Megan, what's been touched?
Oh God, I don't know what's in her room. She's got so much stuff, and it's all a mess.
Probably Zake's shit.
So much. No, Zake shit is the neat stuff. It's all nice and hung up.
I mean, that could be how
folded.
you could tell it was touched because it was neat.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, but my stuff was neat. God. Oh,
Is my stuff neat?
I think that there's like some like so we've established. Well, now Zake's stuff is neat. The only other neat stuff in Lena's room is like all of her tools are all like hung up like very meticulously placed, and I think there's like a couple tools missing from their spots hanging on the wall.
Didn't get put back in the right order.
Yeah, I'm just like.
But the door is
Oh.
locked, so Lena will never know the difference, right?
No, definitely not. It's not like she's a little intense about where her things go. Just like walk down to be like, your nephew.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yep. What?
Touched my things. Also repelled off the roof, but that's not as important as this.
Held
Because my
off the
tools
roof.
go in a very specific spot. Everything has a place. Everything has a place.
Yeah.
And things were not in their place.
You have my permission to scold him whenever we get him back.
Wait, so you're saying he's able to pick the lock to your room?
I
I
was
will not be held
prepared for this.
responsible for any of the actions my sister has taken while in the presence of your nephew.
He repelled off the roof?
People repel off of roofs all the time. I don't know why you're making a fuss. He got into my room that was locked. Is really the focus.
How is that your priority here? He repelled off of a roof.
We practiced doing it last week. His body wasn't on the ground underneath, so clearly he did it successfully.
I didn't even think about it, but now I'm thinking about it.
Because
Did
I
you teach
taught
him how to
do
pick
it.
locks as well?
He came pre-programmed to pick locks. That was not my doing.
The doctor's gonna
That
run
was-
over to his cabinet and just like unlock it and just check anything wrong with the very dangerous things that that are in here.
No, why would they fuck around with the very dangerous, boring medical things?
You know, because it's Evrit, and I don't trust the boy.
I mean, maybe
Okay.
that could be maybe that could be a clue that the thing they went off to do for their job didn't involve fighting.
Well, if you saw a campfire in the other place, we can at least go and check, see if they're there. Well, I'm going. Is anyone coming?
Well, I'll go if we're gonna go by my house place.
Yes.
I would, but I just want to ask the doctor about something. If Naima's there, can you tell her to come back so we can talk about Shamsara?
Sure.
How
I wanted
late
to talk to you.
is it?
It's like 9:30. Sun's down.
It's probably too late to try to visit an old dude.
I mean, the dude barely has windows. I mean, do you think the time of day matters?
That's fair. Time is a construct anyway. I'll be like, yeah, I'll go too, and then I guess on the way back try to pop in and see if maybe the historian's awake.
Okay.
But
Right. So, Lena, Zake, Ro are popping over to Tiny's house. That's how I've decided to call it. And Faris and Doctor are having a conversation.
Yes.
Faris, Doctor, go.
Casual chat. You wanted to talk to me. I wanted to talk to you. Who should?
Oh,
I'll go first. So I hope this is not isn't something that will dredge up. But I found out where the last ingredient is. Cocked my cure.
let me guess, Shamsara.
For good. Yeah, there is a flower. Burning Banshee.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. Well, it seems we're going to be going there soon anyway. So,
Oh, good. Okay. This would be... Okay. Wonderful.
I mean, yeah, I'll tell you I'm not happy about going back there, but I need to get my brother out of there, so... yeah, would
See.
Faris know where to find that flower in
So,
or near Shamsara?
They don't just cultivate it in the middle of the city because that would piss people off. In particular, there is a somewhat fabled cave hidden in the undeveloped mesas, where supposedly inside the cave is a carefully tended garden. Actually,
Where it can't scream.
there's some
Where it
versions
can't
of the
scream.
fable actually some versions of the fable actually describe a gardener who lives there and tends to it.
Oh yeah, for the unknowledgeable, because everyone here knows. The Burning Banshee is a flower that when the sun hits it, it screams.
That the flower used to be wider spread but people kind of hated them. A, and B, they need very specific growing conditions. They need to get sun for only a very particular period of the day to flourish effectively. So, cave.
Okay. So there won't probably be any in the city itself, for obvious reasons. It's not cultivated there. I did see one once. It was very loud and very annoying. But apparently there's some kind of cave where they're grown near the city. I've never been there. I don't know where it is, but maybe we could do some research, find out.
Well, technically, I only powder of flame, which is just as a derivative. So if it's possible, sold in the city, but not, then this cave is.
Would Faris know if that powder is sold in the city?
I think yes, but it's both it's like one part novelty, one's part ultra specific, and one part rare, so it's hard to find.
Yeah. We don't have like 2 days to do a whole shopping expedition for it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a chance we could find some for sale in the city, but it's not very common, and we're obviously there under very particular circumstances and goals. So maybe the cave is our best bet.
Sounds good. Apparently, every ingredient for this cure is impossible to get. Well, except for eye of fish, but to be fair, in Valarith, it's very hard to get too.
Is this cure something people have to like ingest? Because I can't imagine how it's going to taste.
It is injected.
Okay.
Don't metabolize it.
Good to know. I don't know whether we should try to find your powder first or after, but there's obviously a time limit on the other thing. Not that there isn't another time limit on your thing.
Well, whatever is easiest, we'll go for.
Okay. The reason I wanted to talk to you, I've been practicing a new spell and kind of used it properly for the first time back in Althrax's house. It lets me sense and identify kinds of magic around me. I was using it on the orrery, but I picked up some other things too. One of them from Ro, and it wasn't the amulet. It was the only way I can think to describe it is it felt like part of them was decaying. It was on their foot. I don't know if maybe you could examine them or something. I'm just worried.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I will look at them.
I don't know if maybe it's because of the amulet or, I don't know, some other reason, but I just thought you should know.
Because I have fears. From
like
that
what?
I just, from what you said, I worry. There is this thing known in the more necromantic sides of magic called the Dark Passenger. Sometimes, I've heard, used in more negative ways. Ro has this amulet on them. The Baron is 5. Hopefully this is just a wild thought.
Robert.
What?
You're worried, what, that they're tracking them or trying to sap their magic?
Trying to make them a host. It could be something completely different. It does not sound like the shadow. The shadow, you do not even typically show signs of decay until you reach the much farther stage than Ro.
Wait, what? Are you saying that Ro has the gasping shadow?
I feel like now might be a great time to cut away from this conversation.
Nice doctor-patient confidentiality, Falwyn.
There's this moment
Kippa
where
doesn't exist in Valarith.
No. The doctor has made it.
So, unbeknownst of all of that doom and gloom, Ro, Lena, and Zake find themselves at Tiny's house. There's a soft crackle of fire from the inside, and you hear softly snoring.
Well, I guess they're here.
Well, is it them? Is the door unlocked or?
Through
Oh,
the
yeah.
door?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the
Is
door
there
doesn't.
a
The
door?
there is a door. The house looks surprisingly whole from the outside, all things considered.
That's what I
But
thought.
the door doesn't latch. It's been a long time since
Yeah.
the door latched.
Six just
Yeah.
carefully
I was like, yeah, I'll
pushes
go
on
in.
the door and look inside, see if they're there.
Curled up by the fire is Tiny. Curled within the fire. No, not within the fire. Curled within Tiny. Curled up is Naima. Also poking out there is Naima's sword in its scabbard, which she seems to be sleeping, cradling. And then sitting next to the fire on the other side, just kind of hanging out, is Everett. He has a wooden cup. Sitting on the ground on a rock that has a flat top next to the fire.
Does he see us?
Doesn't react to you opening the door. The snoring was Tiny.
Open the door more until it's completely open. See if he reacts.
He's kind of looking slightly away. He's like 3/4 away, and he just like raises a hand and waves behind him, just like.
Why are you standing in the doorway? Lena says as she just walks past Zake into the house.
Fair enough.
Is it them? I'm like peeking under Zake's legs.
Yeah, it's
Everett
them.
turns around and puts a finger to his lips and points Naima cuddled up with Tiny.
All right.
Ro clamps their hands over their mouth to be quiet.
I'm very proud of you for rappelling off the roof successfully.
No.
However, stay out of my room.
Oh yeah, it was super fun. Me and Naima, we just jumped right off and did like this whole. We had a lot of fun with it.
No rappelling of the roof again.
But Lena said I could.
And then just like, it's fine. They're like, yeah, no rappelling off the roof. It's very dangerous. And I'm
Can
just
do
like,
it.
like,
You can do it with Lena, just not alone. Okay?
Sometimes a spy has to move by themselves.
You don't call yourself a spy just yet, mister.
He's right, Zake. Sometimes a spy does need to do stuff by themselves.
Lena, you know that's inaccurate. You just do it because
Actually,
you think it's
no,
cool.
that's doing.
You don't
things
need to.
with- Working with a partner is very beneficial at a lot of times, Everett. So you shouldn't do everything alone.
Yeah, Naima was
But-
great. She's really good at being quiet.
Oh, Faris is gonna kill us.
Faris doesn't
Well, it
need
was
to know.
Naima's. It was Naima's idea.
Oh, of course he. No, wait. I don't believe that. It was you, Everett.
Naima wanted it, and I gave us the stealthy approach.
There's a front door. You get.
Speaking of, just real quick, do you know why one of the stairs was broken?
I'll let Naima tell you that one.
Did you guys do? Was it lots of fun? We fought robots.
Well, Naima, we fought robots. That's super cool. Naima told me not to tell anyone, including Faris and her friends.
Oh, but I want to know. I'm gonna ask Tiny.
That's a good loophole.
I don't know what that
Let him
means. Yes.
But they're asleep right now, and let them rest.
Okay.
Are you all okay?
Oh yeah, no one saw us.
That you know of, or you know for sure that we saw you?
It was a shadow run in and out, stealthy, silent. Nobody saw anything.
All right. Lena's
Rose-
satisfied. It's like, yeah, okay.
Ro's gonna tiptoe over to where Tiny and Naima are sleeping and just sort of like brush some like leaves and stuff over them for warmth, like the closest thing they would know to a blanket.
Oh.
Big cute. Ro, getting that close, you notice that Naima snuggled up with the wolf, arms around. There's a ring on her hand with a fairly large oblong cut ruby in it. And it's new. Like, to Naima.
Right. Oh, that's really pretty. Does it look like special or something? Like magic-y? Because Ro's seeing a bunch of magic-y jewelry at this point, so they're curious.
I mean, it's nice enough, because people tend to like to enchant nice things. It's nice enough that it could very well be magic. Like, it definitely passes that check.
Would I bother? I'm like, how nosy is Ro? Because Sam is way nosier than I think Ro is. At least about this. Let me double check how much AP it is for me to bother checking a thing. I can't actually tell that much. So why the fuck not? I'm gonna go ahead and do Nature's Watch. I'm going to pick Aura Sight, which just lets me determine if anything is currently affected by a spell. It shows like a faint outline around anything. I can't see what it is, but I'll at least be able to know if it's magic or not. And I get to choose 2 effects, so I'll just pick up Infrasight because that's always handy when people are creeping around trying to hurt my pack.
Sure.
So,
The fire looks really pretty with Infrasight.
ooh, I get distracted by it for like a minute.
But besides that, the ring is definitely magic.
Ooh.
I want to give you a little more than that.
Sure.
Because I want to. And Ro has. Oh, this is a really good way to explain it. So Ro, you're familiar with the magic for like when you change shape into things big and small and stuff. And this has a similar structure to that, but less malleable.
Oh, okay, some kind of changey stuff.
Changey, shapey magic thingy.
Changey, shapey magic thingy. Okay. Ro just sort of looks at it. You know, they're not gonna disturb Naima or anything. They'll just finish tucking, air quotes, everybody in, and we'll go back to the others and just be like, I think they got something neat today, but I don't know what or why. Is that what you meant, Everett?
My lips are
Everett.
sealed.
Everett, spit it out. What did you do?
None of this is going to bring trouble back home, is it?
No, of course not. But
is it going to
promised
bring trouble?
a friend that I would keep it in confidence, and that's really important, not to betray your friends.
Oh, don't you play smart with us.
Oh, but it is important.
It is, but it's also important to keep your friends and family safe. So is there a way that you're doing whatever it is you did will bring trouble back home?
As long as the circle of people that know about it stays small, everything will be fine.
I don't like that
No.
sentence.
You can't count on people to not say things.
If I can
People
count on
talk.
you,
Well, yes.
unless you're telling me I can't trust you.
Oh my gosh, I hate this kid.
He's too smart.
Do
You
you-
let him
does
get this smart.
Zeke say that?
Yeah, like in a. I guess at this point, everything has gotten used to Zake saying that, like in a playful way.
Okay, good.
Like, I don't know who let him get this smart.
That's like the sign Everett
Um,
knows he's winning. When Zake
Yeah,
is
exactly,
like, I don't
yeah.
like this kid.
Okay,
Send him back. This one's no
there's
good.
a ding of the clock. It's like 11 now, and Everett is like, "Oh shit, I'm late. I'll be back in the
Carriage
morning."
going to turn-
And
Late for
he
what?
just, like,
No, wait.
runs out the back.
Is
have a
his carriage
stopwatch?
going to turn into a pumpkin? Like, what is
Where's he
happening?
going? Bye.
I'll tell you later. And he's
Okay.
gone.
Zake just very, very slowly turns to Lena and just says, "You know that this kid's gonna be the doom of us, right?"
You've survived this long with me. How much harder can it be?
Just points at the door where everyone.
He's fine.
Everett like straight up jumped out the back window. Like jump
Points at
tucking.
the window. Point
He's got-
and case.
He's got finesse. You can't fault him for that. But yes, he's probably going to kill one of us. Well,
Anyway, what we do with this situation? Kind of points at the sleeping pile.
I mean, they seem to be fine.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
I
mean,
don't think.
Faris wants Naima to go home. But
I don't think Faris would like us to leave her sister here alone. So
I mean, she's not alone. Tiny's here. But you're right.
all right, we can stay for a while. He kind of stretches out and lays down.
Well, if you're going to stay, I might try to go see the Soaring.
Sure. Unless you want me to go with you, but I don't think so.
That's completely up to you.
Is it? Seems like a difficult person from what you
Oh.
what you described.
He is. He hates people. And
Yeah.
magic.
I mean,
I'm
you
people.
could just leave the
I
other
imagine.
child to watch the sleeping child and just both go.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a responsible thing to do now.
Parenting.
Parents, it's called delegation.
Bro's totally old enough to babysit.
Somebody who's exactly their age. It's fine.
Ah, we
Like
can-
Tiny's older than all of us in dog years.
All right. Look. Ro, you want to stay here?
Okay, yeah, I will go wherever I can help the best.
All right. Let's just stay here. We'll swing by the spire and tell Faris to come here, and then we'll go to this professor.
Okay,
Good.
I'll keep them safe while they sleep.
Would expect nothing else. All right. Faris will be here eventually.
Okay,
Probably.
See you at home.
okay, have fun with the old guy.
Sure.
Fun might not be the word, but
Yeah.
thank you.
As soon as Zeke and Lena leave, Naima like uncurls because I thought they'd never leave.
Ah! Oh, you're really good at it.
These kids, they're no good.
The death of us, I tell you. The death of us.
I didn't sign up for this.
Kids these days. So did Faris and the doctor get up to anything in the interim?
Faris would just be grilling the doctor about the situation.
Okay,
Oh yeah, I'm certain the entirety of the row has the gasping shadow is just come out to Faris at this point.
Like, don't worry about it. I have it under control. That is why I need the... Don't know how
okay.
it happened.
I just inject them with my blood once a month. It's fine.
And unlike our mailman, who doesn't listen to me, Ro actually does, and comes for the injections all the time.
How
And
long?
I live with them.
How long have they had it?
When I
Reminder, 3-month time skip.
first found out, it just after the event.
So months.
Yeah, they're fine. They've sitting signs for safest.
But this Burning Banshee, this is the last ingredient you need, right? So...
Yeah.
Good.
And
All
the
right.
door opens and Zake and Lena walk in.
It's just that. Oh, hi guys. How are you?
That's not suspicious at all. They're over at Tiny's house.
Yeah. Your sister was sleeping, so we just left
Yeah.
Ro there. You can go
Ro's
there
there.
and meet her.
If you want.
Okay. She was probably
So.
pretending. She does that a lot.
What?
Oh yeah, you know, I used to go in to check on her before I went to bed, and I could tell she was just pretending to be asleep, so... Anyway.
Was
It's
she
fine, I'll
moving
go.
her
Why do people
toes? You
put up
usually
with
don't
this-
move your toes while you're sleeping.
I don't understand kids.
Yeah, I don't. How?
I
just.
well,
I
enough
just-
kids. Let's talk to the old guy.
Yeah. We'll
What
be
did you
back.
want to talk to me about?
No, the old guy.
No.
You're
The-
no.
no.
We're just gonna go.
Let's.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So yeah. Bye.
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 Stupidest conversation.
Lena and Zake are just like on a whole plane of existence of their own when they're together.
Yeah.
They share the brain cell.
Yeah,
Like-
it's the trope. It's the trope where individually they are both incredibly competent. Together, they have one brain cell that they pass back and forth. Like they should not be allowed to just be together.
Nope.
And
So-
yet here we are.
So they didn't tell Faris and the doctor where they were going, or why,
So we're gonna-
or anything. Cool.
They said
Faris-
they wanted to
Faris
talk to me,
just
and then
turns
they
back.
wouldn't talk to me.
Yeah. Faris just turns back to the doctor when they're gone and is like, well, that wasn't suspicious.
Yeah, who's
Don't
the
be
old man?
suspicious.
I
Don't
was
be
thinking it was
suspicious.
me because that's what everyone told me.
Suspicious.
Wait, we
be
don't call
suspicious.
you the old man.
Not you guys, but I mean, I just thought maybe.
Also, you're not that old.
There's like,
But
he's
I
not
look
old.
old.
You wear a bird face. I'm not there.
When you see my face and I take off the mask, I look old.
Anyway, I'm not angry at you, I guess. I'm just frustrated about Ro.
She's angry at you.
And just. I wanted to keep it quiet. Or at least wanted. Yeah. Make sure.
I understand. I'll try not to. I'll try not to let them catch on to the fact that I know if that's not what they want.
I think I should go that messed up. But know that they're a teenager. Keeping secrets They find out. That's the worst thing you can do.
That's reasonable, I guess. It's up to you.
If it'll tell them after I check out this other thing.
Yeah.
I don't want them running off before I can see what's...
Yeah, definitely. If you want me there for that, I'm happy to do that.
I'll go with you.
Good, yeah, I mean... there's so much going on. I don't know if they'll want to have something like that happen while Naima's there, but we'll see. Anyway, let's go.
Yeah, we'll talk.
All right. Faris and the doctor head to Tiny's house. Wonder where Everett's gone to.
Yeah, I wonder.
Huh.
Fine.
Probably meeting with Arvis.
Who cares?
Probably.
I mean,
Take
you know,
trouble.
he's learning from Lena, and what does Lena do when they dip out?
Yeah, fair enough.
One time, nope. Multiple. You do something multiple times behind people's backs, and all of a sudden,
This is
Anyway,
It's a
Faris.
pattern.
this is week 3. Last week was bungeeing down a tower. This week is how to meet with Arvis.
yeah,
The 3-week program.
I'm so
it's an
Alright.
intensive workshop.
So, the top floor of the Amethyst Lyceum student apartments, which is where the historian lives.
Gonna go, and I think like as we get to the door, I'm just gonna turn to Zane and be like, all right, so he doesn't really like people, definitely doesn't like magic, so like for once I will talk more and you can be here
I
and talk less.
can do that. Yes, I can try and do that.
Like just like try to be less charming.
Lena, you hear a very odd noise. You hear a chuckle emanating from the historian's flat. Laughter of happiness.
Sure, we got the right room.
I'm gonna turn and knock on the door. Be like, I don't
There's a cough. Who's there?
know. It's Lena. From, well, I guess it was a little while ago, but I was hoping you were free to chat.
Come on in.
It's very weird.
He kind of points at himself as well.
Yeah, it's fine. I also brought a friend, if that's okay.
Yeah, more the merrier.
Oh,
What?
this is a trap. Yeah, I'm gonna. Is the door unlocked?
As you go there,
'Cause I
the door unlocks, but as you
I remember
pull
there
it,
was a bunch
the
of
security
locks.
chain, like
Yeah, I remember that there were a bunch of locks on it.
through the opening from the security chain, you can see that the ground is strewn with Hawkfrost's vials.
Yep, that feels right. I think, could you get the door?
Yeah, of course. Just close it. And you hear the creak of a recliner. And then again, as the second attempt gets up, there's a bit of a thunk as he kind of lands both hands on the door and opens up the door. It looks at both of you. This is a fairly rotund, scruffy, aging fellow. It looks at both of you with like kind of sunken cheeks, eyes. I remember you. You were funny.
Sure, yeah.
And he turns to Zake and goes, "You're the one who's ripping holes in our reality.
Oh, you
Yep.
do remember me.
Fuck you." I'm inside.
Not doing that anymore. So
No, we fixed.
good.
That was another thing. You said that it couldn't be fixed, and we fixed it. So there's
Are
that.
you sure he's not still evil?
Pretty sure.
As he sits back
We're
in the
gonna be
recliner.
like, you're not still evil, right?
No one can ever know, but I don't think so.
When you say no one can ever know, he just like pulls a wand out from his pocket and starts to charge electricity in the tip. And just starts pointing it at Zake.
But I don't think so. Good.
All right.
So I like.
Oh, those mutagens do not last long enough anymore. Why are you
well,
in my house?
Well, I brought you this, and I'm gonna pull the 2 vials of mutagen that I have out of my bag, in hopes that maybe you have some knowledge about some things we are looking to learn more about.
Put him on the table. Fine.
Thank you.
All right. So how do you know he's not evil still?
I gave a lot of blood to destroy an axe head that came out of his chest.
That checks out. All right. He's good. There's a giant beam of light or something like that.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
That came first, and then the axe came out, and then there was blood, and then
What did you want to
it
know?
sucked, but so, well, initially I was coming to see if you had any more information about this wand. This wand.
You see Zake's focusing 100% on biting his lip so he doesn't speak. Yeah. Reaches in his back, unclasps something, and produces the wand of Lorelei.
Let me see her.
It's fine.
You sure?
It's fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
Okay.
He grabs it, and you do see his hand like chill over. He just looks at the wand with utter contempt. Goes, "Not so high and mighty now, are you, contemptible piece of shit?"
Yeah, sounds about right.
Real piece of work, this one.
Hmm.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah. So hurt.
Yeah, it's a little freezing, but not as bad when she tries to kill you. That's a little bit worse.
I could imagine.
About that.
So you want to know about Lorelei?
Or how to not have it anymore? Preferably.
Oh, well, you already did the impossible once, so, like, I guess I should tell you the things I know in case you can maybe do it again.
I'm very lucky. I think I said that once before, but I'm very lucky.
Well, this is a bit of a long story. And maybe it's not that long. So, fun fact, a long time ago, they were people. And as we all know, people kind of suck.
Mm-hmm.
So people reached really high into the sky and grasped a hold of this force of creation. We call it magic. But see, like back then, it didn't have all these fucking rules. So people could do some really heinous fuckery with it. Stuff like, you know, the fear of taking shadow entity, or seal people in alternate shadow dimensions for evil things, fundamentally change the rules of how the reality works, create the stars, make the sun go around in the sky, crap like that, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then
Well, eventually, we all kind of got together and went, wow, this is bullshit. Somebody just created a shadow entity that will consume the entire multiverse. We should probably do something about it. So we made rules.
okay.
We took this unbridled force of creation's magic and we bound it with rules. And one of the rules was that was no immortality, except for like a few people who needed to. We needed to keep the lights running, so to speak.
Okay.
And Lorelai was really powerful, and she didn't like that, so she tried to find a workaround. And that's what you got. She's inside that thing, and whoever's bound to it will eventually she'll take over. So she's not living a bunch of lives; she's just cyclically controlling new lives.
Well, shit.
Huh.
And that always happens? Has anyone ever just decided that they didn't want it anymore?
Once, 800 years ago, some guy named Arvis managed to mess with the magic enough to seal it away in a planar vault.
These planar vaults.
That leads
Common thing?
pretty perfectly into the next question we had.
There's like 8 of them.
You don't say.
But like, don't go looking for them. They hold unimaginable darkness. It's where we put all the worst things that we did that were small enough that we didn't have to put them in the realm of shattered light.
So, what if, hypothetically, you found and consequently lost one of these vaults?
Well, they're basically impossible to get into. I mean, we have a very complicated password system. Don't try.
Well, we got into one already because
right.
And then there was
Anyway,
a second one, and
there's a little more to the story.
Oh,
but we found a second. You didn't get into it, did you?
Not for lack of trying.
Had people gotten into it? Because we all know the festering shit beings that humans are. They'll just ruin everything.
I'm assuming so because somebody had put something in there, but then this little like speck of like energy that sucked all of the color out of things like expanded, and then it just went bloop.
Oh yeah, that's a zone of anti-magic. Fun fact: magic is what makes color exist.
I thought exactly.
I mean, it didn't do anything to me because I don't. With that.
Remember when we bound with rules? One of the rules was about color because things were just looking really too weird.
But so if one of those things just kind of like expanded and then took the vault with it, is there like a place that they would go?
Well, moving one of these vaults would require. You can't. They're fixed in space. So you'd have to seep the magic out of it or move space around it. I don't like the look on his face.
Sorry, so I just have to say something. This anti-magic thing was centered around the vault, and then it disappeared with the vault inside it, and you definitely sucked the magic out of it because we couldn't open it. Sorry.
Probably a recourse to allow them to move it. Someone's done a lot of research on these things. Who is this person? They need to die.
Oh, well, you're in luck because they're dead. Problem
I guess
solved.
I won't have to talk to him again.
Solved.
That'll be helpful.
Yeah, so that happened. More importantly, this wand issue.
Oh, so there's like 2 other things about immortality that I should probably mention as they kind of complete the picture. So some of us were kept on to, keep the lights on with specific jobs and shit. Some of them were just like people who helped, and they weren't given unending life, but they were given recurring life. Die back. So they were able to keep rolling.
Yeah.
I
Right?
just have to ask. You keep saying us.
You can't just ask somebody if they're immortal.
I think I can.
Why do you think I'm the historian? I have the dumbass job of sitting on this rock and watching everything fuck up over time.
That is a job I would hate to have.
Again, once again, I'm really sorry, but over time, when you say over time, over which time, which amount of time would you say?
I'm pretty sure it's like capital T time, like over time.
I'm just gonna say that everything looks a lot better after they changed how colors work. I'm really glad we did that one.
Okay.
I like you.
I will shut up now. Continue.
I
won't say a thing.
The other
I'm done.
The other thing with immortality is that people were really powerful this time, but they some of them didn't like how we were binding the world in rules, so they tried to stop us, or failing that, they tried to make their own immortality in other ways. But by the very fabric of how it functions, they had to be through methods that we had not imagined.
You can just
Things
manufacture immortality.
Too vile, usually, for us to consider possible.
That sounds like people.
Doesn't it? So anyway, basically, there was the world, then there was people. People fucked up the world. People tried to unfuck the world kind of badly, and now some of those people are still fucking up the world.
Oh. All right.
Have I earned my 2 vials yet?
Oh, for sure. So it's...
Okay, you can leave then.
How exactly do we get rid of this?
I just told you what I knew.
All right. It's more than enough.
So Lorelai was a real piece of work. She's the reason the Realm of Shattered Light got made, to take all her vile creations and shove them somewhere else. Which is why you need to stop poking holes in our reality to let those things come back and end
stopped, I assure
reality.
you. The whole poking is ended.
So
At least
there's
our
no one.
whole poking.
Our poking.
Do you know anyone else that was poking around into that realm?
I mean, the
Maybe?
wizard who put him there. I don't know.
At this point, we're gonna have a cutaway scene. Somewhere in High Kenser, there was a wizard.
This fucker.
You see them from behind, shrouded in a cloak and bleeding lightly.
Good.
They draw a dagger out of their leg and strike it into the corner of the room where darkness pools. Instead of just sailing through, it strikes the darkness solid and rends down open with effort. As this yawning hole opens side to side like an eye, you hear the words muttered out, "Now give me the secrets you offered, for I have done what you asked." Camera pans back a little bit, and we see the former reporter and Baron sitting in the corner, writing down a few notes. Gonna cut back to the historian. So no one else besides this random wizard that probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, random wizards that we know of.
I mean,
There
we
was
didn't even know this
something-
place existed before.
Wait, what was Faris talking about earlier before we went to Nirgath? Something about harvesting the power of the stars? That can't be good.
Well, yeah, the stars are like
Something
the
about a
holes poked
gem?
into the reality. So occasionally, those things line up, and it can make. It's usually someone has to collect the energy and disperse it. Someone has that job. Oh, what's they be? Is it the conservator? Is that the? What they call them? The collector? Was that the fucking moon sage?
Yes,
I don't remember.
Moon Sage.
Someone's
it,
job
yes,
was to collect
yes.
that energy.
the moon sage. Yes.
No, this is a different thing. I think we're confusing things here. I strictly remember there was someone that was evil trying to Harness power of the stars. That can't be good, can it?
Well, that was the Radiant wanted to do something bad.
Yes.
Some
Look,
kind of
these
gem.
are all humans at some point at least. They can suck too.
You're not wrong.
Oh yeah.
But the Moon Sage would.
There was something about the Moon Sage.
Ro needed to find them.
No, Ro needed to find them. We should start writing things down, Lena.
Moon Sage, they're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Way
coming
better than
from
the
you,
Gardener.
that-
Fuck that guy.
Who?
Nothing, just bad blood.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
if you said the Moon Sage is okay, then they're probably
okay.
pretty cool.
To be fair, we haven't talked in a couple of millennia, so.
Melania,
Absence makes
so,
the heart grow fonder.
is there anyone else we should be aware of that is immortal as well, that we have met? Now I'm curious.
I mean, to be fair, I probably already told you too much, but you did bribe me, in all fairness.
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought
fair
this
enough.
was just price of entry. But
There's that too. You gave me 2.
I mean, I'm not gonna. I didn't need the spare this time around,
All right.
so.
Well, I'm hungry. I'm gonna order pizza.
Great.
Good.
I
bet, where did
He
you order
reaches
it from?
down. He's rooting around in the recliner. Pulls out a Skycaller amulet. Goes. I need another one. Usual. Fast as you can. And your voice comes through. Of course.
Just checking. Not from Dee's Pizzeria, is it?
Well, that place is the best.
I wouldn't if.
He fixes Zake with a look and says, "This world is a pile of trash built on other trash. Find the things you can enjoy in it. Hold on to them tightly, and don't smell too strong."
You know what?
we should stitch
Never
that on
mind.
a pillow.
I think you're right.
Well,
This is our cue, I guess. Lena, anything else you wanna?
no.
Other?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
If I can get my hands on some more, I'll bring some more. For
Yeah, can you bring a different guest this next time? This guy smells like stars.
That
Next
makes
time I'll
sense.
just come alone, I guess.
That's too boring. Anyway,
Oh.
25 more minutes of fun juice. And he reaches out and grabs the mutagens.
All right. Have a good night.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Just double
Pulls out
checking.
the wand.
Harvesting stars.
Waves the
Definitely
wand
a
and
bad
the door
thing.
just...
Oh. I'm gonna assume that yes. That was fun.
I told you he was.
I couldn't keep
something.
quiet. Sorry.
Well, apparently you smell like stars.
Whatever that means. But at the
Doesn't
same
sound too
time,
bad.
immortal people? Is this guy? Moon Sage immortal as well? Who else? Now I'm curious.
I mean, the person who's gonna know the answers to that is So.
Yeah. Well, next time.
Well, we've got we have like 2/3 of a bunch of answers.
Yeah, I think we have answers, but we don't really have the questions that those answers
Just
answer. Does that
answer.
make sense?
No, yeah, that makes sense. Well,
Ah,
I've done the impossible once before. I'm not afraid to do it again.
yeah, but before you knew what the impossible was, or at least what you had to do,
Still did it.
well, I guess eventually we'll find out.
As you're
Yeah.
Could
walking
have some
out
time,
of
huh?
the Lyceum, student housing, Zake, your heart beats once. Wince of pain. gotten kind of used to them at this point. They happen every so often.
Yeah.
I think Lena like immediately like puts her hand on their chest. It's like,
It's not gonna happen anytime soon again.
but it hurts.
When it happens, yes. It leaves a weird
It's-
sensation.
It's first of all, it's supposed to happen all the time.
I kind of
Second of
forgot
all-
about that.
It's not supposed to hurt when it happens. And
Yeah.
makes me.
I think when it
think
doesn't
that
beat for a while, the opposite starts to become true.
I'm worried that it means we're running out of time.
I don't think they're getting more frequent. They're just spaced. If they pick up speed, I'll let you know.
You don't.
Well, you'll know.
You don't need to. It can't be. It can't be good.
Good. Yeah, no, I think we're on the same page on that.
Right?
All right.
Eventually, we'll run out of things to fix.
Eventually, just stretches his arm out, kind of brings Lena closer. Meanwhile, let's enjoy the walk home.
All right. I'm just
Beats again. Cocoon. As we cut away.
Well, that's more frequent.
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
concerned.
So,
concerned.
Did we want to see a little bit of Faris and Doctor meet up with Ro and Naima?
Yeah, I mean, how long do we have left?
Like 7 minutes.
Kind of a
I'm
quick
up for
catch
whatever.
Yeah.
Do it. So, Sam, what has Ro and Naima gotten up to in the interim?
Oh, I think Ro kind of wants to give Naima like some space to like talk to them first, because they've definitely kind of picked up on like some attitude, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I think once.
So Ro's
Yeah.
Ro's not gonna just pepper Naima with questions immediately about what the ring does.
Not immediately, but they're like making eyes, kind of like it's
Yeah.
very obvious they want to be talking a lot and they are restraining themselves.
All right. So I think the conversation's been a little stilted, and like Ro, you were just about to get up courage to ask about the ring, and then Faris walks in.
Oh, hi!
Naima very casually puts her right hand, which is where the ring's on, just beside her hip, just casually blocked by her body for line of sight.
Hey.
So I heard you had a hell of a day.
Ro told you, or?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just more concerned with the things that we need to do next now.
Is this rock gonna get to Shamsara?
Don't know yet whether we're taking Valarith there or getting there by other means. That's something we still need to decide and figure out. I can go to Crown Tower and speak to Alika about it. Personally, I'd rather Valarith just gets the fuck away from Nergath.
I can
But
do
I'm
that.
Yeah, you can. We should probably go and talk to Alika about it first, though.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want, I could do it like right now.
And just not tell anyone. No, we have to follow protocol.
Yeah, they never figure out what happened.
Yeah.
Ever.
I do feel like Ro probably got in trouble once or twice during those like last 3 months we were on break for like just fucking around with the city a little bit when they shouldn't have been.
Yeah. Like, the sun's in my eyes, I'm just going to rotate the city just to
Right.
block it
Just
behind a building.
making it stop really suddenly so Mark trips.
Mark.
Fucking Mark.
Fucking
Oh.
Mark.
Did the doctor come as well, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to think that actually as we came in, the doctor was like right behind you, and so the blackness of the doctor framed just the white gleaming armor.
Nice.
So if you're done here, we can head back to Starfall Spire, and once the others are back, we can start talking about our plans.
I was actually thinking I might sleep here. It's a little more what I'm used to.
You don't have to do that. You can have my room. It's fine.
No, I don't have to do it.
I want you to be there.
She gives Faris the look. Just like,
Naima, you don't have to keep acting like you have to sleep rough and stuff. I know you're tough and strong. I'm not trying to baby you. I just want you to be safe.
no, I can take care of myself.
I
I'm safe
know.
wherever I go.
Look, if you won't come and stay with us, will you at least... I can arrange for accommodations with you at Crown Tower.
Yeah, the center of safety. And she pulls her hand out of her pocket and you see the ring. Just like big.
What's that?
What?
The ring? I can tell it's magic.
It's a nightlight.
I'm gonna cast sense magic on it.
It's a ring of growth. When activated, the person doubles in size.
Oh my god.
That's why the step is broken.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
So good.
It applies the giant benefits to a character using it for combat purposes.
Oh, so it's a ring of magical growth. I get it. Who did you steal that from then?
You know, I think it's my bedtime. Could you leave and let me get some rest?
She sort of leans in closer and says quietly, "You don't have to steal things anymore."
I didn't steal it.
Tell me how you got it. I have a station in the city I have to think about as well. Don't want to get in trouble for this.
Oh, you're just worrying about yourself, aren't you?
I'm also
How about
worrying
we
about what
spend
it
our
might do to
energy-
you. Naima.
Why don't we spend our energy worrying about our brother? Instead of worrying about how I got the things that are going to help us get him back.
I'm sorry to butt in here, but I think Faris is worrying about your... If Faris gets in trouble, things that you do, that takes away her ability. It's a city to go where we need to go.
Thank you, Falwyn.
Well, Camille's letter suggests we'd be a little more quieter than the whole city flying that way anyway, so maybe it doesn't matter.
It would also still be useful to have the backing of the council, though.
Well,
And I actually thought it might be helpful if you were at Starfall Spire so that we could speak immediately in the morning, or even tonight, but if you're going to be stubborn about it, you can stay here.
she stands up. She stomps the fire out. Fine. And she whistles for Tiny to follow as she stomps out of the house. Tiny wakes up, shakes her head, and looks at Ro like, "What?"
Ro will sort of just like nuzzle with Tiny, like rub their face against Tiny's and just be like, "It's okay, you can go follow her. Keep her out of trouble, okay?" Yes,
I
Untitled.
say, shaking my head like that hurt. Ow.
Aw.
I'm gonna follow after her, make sure nothing happens. Are you, says quietly to Falwyn, are you staying here for now? With Ro?
Left your sister. I'll make sure.
Okay.
Ro, with your very good sense of hearing, you catch that exchange, and now you're like, what does Falwyn want to talk to me about? But we're going to find that out next week on episode 7 of Quest the Soaring City, season 3. Title pending.
Title
Episode
TBD.
7. Which means there's only 4 episodes more. Is that right? I think that's right.
Yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Sorry about
Man.
dumping like a metric ton of world lore in like 15 minutes.
No,
No, that
awesome.
was
Delivered in the best
So
way
good.
possible.
Yeah,
I want to know. I want to know more
more.
about how the
I-
colors
Can
are
we just
because
have
of
a
magic.
whole episode
How
of
they
finding
make
out about the
them
colors?
Yeah, I just want to know about the colors. That's now all I care about in my life.
I made that up on
Yeah.
the spot and I fucking love it.
yeah,
So,
good.
good. It's so good.
Oh,
Oh, I love it.
Oh.
falling in
Alright.
love with the historian.
So good.
So, why don't
I love
we
him.
start doing a little
So-
sign-offs? Thank you for joining us for this episode over
Yes.
slightly over time, so we'll jump right into it. Sam, you mind starting?
Sure. Hey everyone, I am Sam. You can find me on Twitter at @TheSamWisest. I am the Samwise Game G here on Twitch. I am the accessibility director here at the Chromatic Chimera, where I'm one of the admins. And you can find me right back here on Wednesdays. I play in our 13th age game, Madame Curio's Bizarre Bazaar. And Agora's Bells, which is wrapping up with our series finale next week. We had to postpone because of the wild winter weather in the US last week. So we had to sort of shuffle everything down. And I will be in our next campaign called Woven Realm that's going to be coming up after that. And I think that's all I could say like right now, but I will say that I am going to be making some exciting announcements soon on my Twitter for projects happening at the channel, so check that out. And just, make sure that if you're not following at No Initiative TV, that you are, because more announcements are going to be coming there. Probably on I don't know, maybe Wednesday or something. Wouldn't that be wild?
It'd be crazy.
Big things
Right?
happening.
Like
Oh.
just to pick a random day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had
I
to
guess
choose a day.
If you had to pick a
Wednesday's
day.
the day after Tuesday,
Wednesday.
so.
So there might be some news coming to the No Initiative Twitter on Wednesday. Check it out. And that's all I got going on. Nunu, you are next.
Yeah, it's me. Nuno. You can find me online at jnunutex. Everywhere you find people online. And as for on-stream projects, you can find me here on Mondays with these lovely people. And for now, that's it. But hey, in the future, there will be more. Who knows? Iza, what about yourself?
Hey, I'm Izza. You can find more of what I do at Evil Clever Dog on Twitter and Instagram. I also have a YouTube account that is also called Evil Clever Dog, where I do videos about cosplay and crafting and making things. It's really cool, so if you're interested in that, go check it out. As for other streaming stuff, you can also find me on Wednesdays with Nat and our friend Finn, playing Pokemon Storm Silver on their Twitch channel, twitch.tv/FinnTheBin. And I'm also part of the Asians Represent Critical Read Al-Qadim podcast. We just had our most recent episode on Saturday. It's every third Saturday of the month. So the next one will be in a month, but that episode will be up on the Asians Represent YouTube channel sometime this week. And yeah, I have some other things in the works, some secret things, one thing that Nat is going to speak about because it's a thing we're working on together. So I will stop talking now and pass it on to Megan.
Hello, I'm Megan. You can find me most places you can find a person on the internet at MeganLynFTW. You can find me here, obviously, with these amazing people playing every Monday. You can find me here tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for my show Unprepared, where I facilitate GMless and prepless games for people. Izzo will be joining me tomorrow to play an awesome superhero game called Anyone Can Wear the Mask, and I'm so excited about this game. Izza and I are also going to be in an Aegon podcast coming out sometime in the spring, which is going to be great.
Oh yeah.
Our characters are amazing.
So gay.
They're so gay. Because that's what happens. But it's going to be great. Aegon's amazing. And it's going to be super, super fun. I'm also an indie game designer. You can find any of my games at meganlynnftw.itch.io, or you can follow my game design Twitter at Siren Song Games. And I will say, we have been playing Quest. If you also want to play Quest, we here at No Initiative are Quest affiliates. And if you want to check Quest out for yourself, you can use our code No Initiative, all caps, one word, for 10% off your purchase. And it also goes to help us out a little bit as well. So check out Quest. Quest is amazing. And yeah, I think that's all for me. So I will pass it up to Robert.
Oh, hello. I am Robert. You can find me on the interwebs at Voice of Robert. You can also find me here. At 16. This is her. Probably make sure to come here. And yeah, actually, that's for now. For now, that's about it. But I think Nat is a wonderful person making a wonderful character like Dorian.
Hi, I'm Nat. I am a human skating across stars, eternally reaching for crappiness. That doesn't matter. What's happening is me and Izza are going to be part of a wonderful Spire actual play called Downfall, which to fund things like art assets and to pay the cast fairly, we have just launched an Indiegogo campaign today. It's doing quite well so far. And that is with a few awesome people. Frank from what's Frank's thing?
The Magnus Archives.
There we go. Like it's in my brain, but not quite there. Austin and Finn, who we are streaming on their channel, twitch.tv/FinnTheBin. They'll be starting sometime in April. We're hoping to have an excellent time with that. If you want to check it out, you can go check out the link that Izza just posted in the chat. And I'm playing an Azurite. Izza's playing Chroma. It's gonna be good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The character I played in the one Spire one shot I've ever played and was just like, I must play her again.
She was wonderful.
Yes.
Slash.
That's me.
Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you for the raid, whoever's still there
Yeah,
from the
thanks,
raid.
Weave the Tail.
Yeah.
Our channel will be live next tomorrow with Megan for Unprepared, so don't miss that. I think we're gonna rate our sponsors, Pelgrane Press, because they're playing
hell
some
yeah.
13th Age. So
It has become an habit. An habit?
yeah,
Wow,
they're
English.
always going. So it's nice to get to spread them some love. Plus, we love that system a lot. So check it out.
Yes.
In here,
Have a
guys.
great week, everybody.
Thank
Love you so
you.
much.
See you next
Woo.
week.
Hey.
Ooh,